Hey, before we even get started, you ugly motherfuckers ain't finna be mocking me while I'm on motherfucking stage. Like, straight the fuck up.
There we go. There we go.
Okay, I couldn't do what I was trying to do. Never mind.
Yo. Yo, we back.
Did you miss me?
Hey, did you miss me? Yeah, I missed you.
I missed you too.
Yeah, I missed you. How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Man, I don't know. It's
Back
been like
on the
a
couch with me?
month of Sundays.
I know. We can't let that happen again.
Hey, I'm just saying while this song is on right quick, I know we talking over it so that they don't hit us with the protocols. But Chloe is nasty.
And I don't think she's nasty. I just think she's free.
No, man, she a good kind of nasty.
No, she's just free.
Chloe is nasty.
She's free in her womanhood.
She definitely is. She definitely is. She is freeing herself. She's
freeing her woman.
She's showing like, nah, this is what was really going on all that time. She had
I'm loving it.
Keep her tame. Hey, me too. I like the vibe.
She's definitely a vibe. Definitely a vibe.
Yeah, she's definitely a vibe.
I respect it.
She's definitely a vibe. Let me turn that thing off right quick so it don't be blasting us out. You know how my phone be doing. What's up? What's up?
Hey.
Back on the couch. Deez Ninjas. Back.
No. Back like we never left.
Yeah, back like we never left. Real spit.
I missed y'all.
That's true.
I missed
I missed you. I missed the rest of them. We're going to start getting more people back next week.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? We about to
but in the
build them back up. Build them back up. We here.
I hold it down for the couch.
We here. No, we here. We here. So, I'm glad that you back with me. It feels good to be back on the couch, back on the mic. Right?
Yeah.
Gang of stuff went down, and we ain't gonna talk about everything, but it's since we last been here, been a gang of stuff going down.
And that's why I missed y'all, because Saturdays is usually
this
when
is your outlet.
I chop it up and things are happening. I'd be like, Saturday, and then adult life will hit, and it's like, damn,
that week
Saturday.
That week.
Okay, next Saturday. And adult life will hit, and it's like, damn.
But you didn't have some time off, so
Yeah.
You've been taking advantage.
I have. I've been sleeping a lot. You don't realize how much sleep you're like lacking until
you're able to get it.
Yeah. And then the sad part is, your body is so wired on that schedule that I still wake up and I just like, okay.
Oh, so you get up still at the same time in the morning?
Yes, but lately I just kind of still stay there.
Sometimes you got to stay up just a little later so you can sleep later.
I can't because I think I have been so exhausted that my body gets ready to shut down even earlier than it does during the school year. Because I've just been tired.
Oh, your body be like, it's been about a day of not doing nothing. Let's lay it down.
Yep.
But still you getting up early.
But I don't get out of bed.
Oh, okay.
I still stay in the bed. Though.
Okay.
But my internal clock wakes me up still. It's like when the sun starts beaming in.
Are you a person, because I can go back to sleep. Can you go back to sleep?
It just depends.
Oh, okay.
It just depends.
Okay. Like, is it you're not getting up intentionally?
No.
Oh, yeah, I can go. I can get up, check out everything, say nope, lay it back down.
Now I don't even get up. And then usually like my mom will come in to say something to me and I'm playing games on my phone. I just lay there because
I try to just do that though when I really have nothing to do.
What, play games?
No, lay it back down. The lay it back down, because that lay it back down sleep is like better than that full night sleep when you can get there. Yeah.
I might have to do that. I might have to actually get up and then lay back down.
Yeah.
But I could tell that I'm exhausted because even after last week was the first time I checked my Fitbit and noticed that I slept more than 8 hours. And after being up a few hours, I was ready to go back to sleep. So I know I'm exhausted.
I don't like them things. They intrusive. You're telling me how long I was asleep. How you know?
Well, it reads something in your...
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what it's reading.
It's something in your body with your heart rate. They know that you're in the resting state.
I don't know. Who are you telling?
You know what? They can tell whoever they want that I'm finally getting some sleep.
Who you telling? You might be letting somebody know I'm asleep so they can come in my shit.
Man, my mama got one of them things. You don't want to just run up in her house.
But if you sleep.
That don't mean nothing. Marion don't sleep like I sleep.
Oh, okay. She sleep light. She sleep right. And got that thing right with her.
Yeah, you know what? And that it's not always a good thing. Because even though, I'm fully an adult,
right?
Sometimes when I want to be out a little extra later and I know she gonna be asleep, when I walk in, she's like, "Oh, you're home." And I'm like, "Fuck."
You're like, yes. Or just say yeah.
But no, because I know when she does wake fully up, then that's like, oh, so I see you got home around this time.
Yeah. Just go into it. See, what happens is you start getting apprehensive, but what you do is you got to just go with it. She'll be like, "So you didn't get in until like 4:30. Just put it on there. Put it on there. She'll get the point. All right.
You don't know my mom.
I met your mama though, so during this break.
But she's a different person. Like, that's the thing. Anytime, like,
you said I met the representative?
Yes. And I always tell my friends that, like, they know my mama in a certain way. Like, they would never think some of the things my mom does and says, like, that's her.
But that's everybody's mom.
I know. That's why I'm like,
That's everybody's mom, though. Everybody's mom has another level that when other people aren't there that they can go to. That you don't, they won't present unless you are fully family.
No, even with full family, like so everybody in my family thinks one or two things.
No. I don't mean fully family like that. I mean fully.
Right.
Family.
And that's what I'm saying. She still has a facade that I feel like everybody either thinks she's really mean or she's really nice.
Okay.
I guess I kind of get both sides, with us living together, but it still be like the things where people be like, when they think she really nice, and I'd be like,
Well, I'm gonna tell y'all, I got cool moms.
My mama's a sweetheart.
I met cool moms.
She a sweetheart. I love her. Don't get me wrong. I love her.
I know you love her.
But when you on that creep, and you be like, fuck. Because I know after a certain time, because she goes into worry mode. Like, my mom's a worrier,
Mm-hmm.
So even though I lived so long in another state, her mind still goes like, something has happened to you.
I'm not going to get too deep in this, but just what sign is your mom? Whoa.
I just know she was born the end of January, so I think she's Aquarius.
She's an Aquarius, probably?
Yeah.
Okay.
So her worry thing, and I don't necessarily understand it because I'm like, well, what did you do for the 10 years that I didn't live here?
Worry.
And probably so.
She worried. Mothers worry. That's what they do.
And I think that's the thing, because, if you're not home by a certain time, it's not that she is trying to run your life. I think her mind goes into all these things have happened.
Tell her, hey, I'm going to be out.
I do.
You're going to just turn it off.
Tell her
you're going to just turn it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Well, I'm glad you got to meet her.
I got to meet her. I got to meet your whole family and Connect Four.
You know what?
I'm her family's Connect Four champion now.
You didn't play everybody, though, because you didn't play my mama.
That's true.
She might have beat you.
That's true. I did retire after shutting a few of them down.
Let me just say this. You wouldn't have beat the baby. Nobody beat the baby. The baby was taking everybody's pieces.
The baby?
And the little cousin that had there.
I'm sorry, but
you was thinking the rapper?
No. Oh. I was thinking I would have no mercy on the baby as well.
Oh, no. She was beating all of us because she was just taking all of them. And then when you would think you had something going, somehow she figured out how to pull the thing out. Like,
so the baby was cheating. She knew how to cheat.
She was playing her own version.
She knew how to cheat. She's a little cheater baby.
She was having fun, though. And we just finally just let her play by herself.
She said,
it's like, no more.
You got it. You run it.
No more.
You got it. She said, hey.
She was playing the red and the black. We was like, yo, what is this?
I'm going to show you Entitled. Y'all say the youth is entitled? Watch this.
Yeah. Right. We was like, no, you're the red. And whatever she wanted, that's the color she was, whichever one. So she was winning. Okay. She the champ.
Shout out to the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel that. Yeah. That was cool, that you guys had that little thing.
I'm glad y'all came through.
Yeah. Had to just come tap in and support. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And see that some of them are normal. Mom's is more normal than I am. I at least give her that.
Look. Everybody's family is unique. Right? We all have our family quirks and all that stuff. So that's cool. It builds character. That's like shows like Character, because you have to deal with all these different type of people. Yeah. And Sometimes it's kind of different. But
I think of the people
we're
that were
all
there,
different.
I was the most
I'm sure somebody would
different.
consider me quirky. I'm sure somebody would consider you quirky.
Well, definitely of the ones you met, I was definitely the most different of that particular group of people. You got the more tamed side, you know.
Okay, yeah.
The rest of them,
not so much. Not so much. I didn't get crazy, fam.
You didn't get crazy.
Crazy, fam. Okay. All right. Well,
but I miss y'all.
Salute.
Miss the couch.
Salute to your fam. Missed you on the couch. Missed my other couch mates and ninjas. My other ninjas. Well, let's introduce, then we can talk about it and we can get it going. That work for you?
That works for me.
That works for me. Hold up, man. Y'all don't even.
Man, you
hold up, man. Y'all seen this? Y'all see this? All right. If you just listening, you don't, but that's my ninja sword. All right. All right, come on. Here we go. Run it back. You have now tapped into the Deez Ninjas Podcast, and we are so glad.
So glad.
So glad that you came to kick it with us. I am Club Dynamite, the coolest ninja you know, and I'm here with a ninja, Taz.
What it do, what it do?
What it do, what it do? I want to give a shout out to my ninjas that ain't here. You know what I'm saying? What up, Vern?
What up?
Shanni Love.
What up?
Vacation, Barb.
What's up? In that cracked Martin voice.
And Nikki Savage.
Hey, girl, hey.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to our backbone extendo.
What up?
She's somewhere roaming around here. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give a shout out to all our listeners, all our supporters, everybody who looks at us or shows us a little bit of love, or shares our podcast, or tells people, or has a conversation that's based off of something that we talked to or talked about. You know what I'm saying? Spoken reference to. You know what I'm saying? Just want to say that you are appreciated.
You are appreciated.
I can't even sing no more, but you are appreciated.
You are appreciated. Hey.
Oh, God. Pac.
Little Pac. You know what I'm saying? I know that's to lift you up. You know what I'm saying? A little uplift. You got the shirt too.
Today.
You got the shirt today. Did you wear that when y'all went to the museum?
I did.
You did? Okay.
But remember, we haven't gone. You mean when we went to go eat?
Well, you went
to the
to the restaurant.
Yes.
When you attempted to go to the museum.
Yes.
Are you going to make it back?
Yes.
Okay.
I need to, get with the crew so we can get this figured out. Because I'm about to go back to work.
Oh, no. Big Snoop Dogg.
Oh.
Big 6-inch ball.
Have you noticed, I know that wasn't in our list of topics, but the need of teachers have gone up since the last time we had a discussion about the gap?
We've lost teachers?
Yes.
Is there a dearth?
And it's nationwide. It's gotten.
Teachers getting up out of there?
Yeah.
They fed up with the students, or they fed up with the system?
So I think it's a mixture. I think it's a mixture because in a couple of the states now, I want to say Texas and Florida. Don't quote me if I got the states wrong, because I know it's at least one of them. They're now talking about having retired military people and stuff not even have to test to, basically go into the classroom to try to.
So anybody can teach.
Yeah, they trying to relax it a little bit because it's such a. I know LAUSD alone has 900 vacancies.
Wow. That spells for some big ass classrooms.
Yeah.
Education out here is already trash. We don't need it to be more trash, for sure. Come on, man. If y'all can teach, if y'all got them skills, or y'all want to do something good by these children.
No, I think
that's not it.
What it needs to be.
I thought I was about to do like a call to action.
I'm going to call to action though on my soapbox. If you start paying people what their worth is, then we can fill these gaps, and you wouldn't have so many teachers there. I saw this article.
So that's what it is. It's the lack of pay.
It's the work. They want more than what. There was a teacher that they did an article on who said he was actually making more in a year working at Walmart than he was teaching. So he quit teaching and has continued to work at Walmart.
Teaching should be one of the better paying jobs.
It should.
Yeah.
And they should allow you to actually do what you do. But now that it's so rigid and things are so, you can't even be creative in that.
I saw, and that was just today, it was some teachers who I guess they were doing some sort of training seminar in Florida. Right.
Oh,
so this
Florida.
is DeSantis
Here we go.
area, right? I don't mean to get into politics right quick. We're going to tap in on this a little bit later, but I'm not going to do heavy politics. But they are doing like, you know how we've been talking about, like, as far as we know CRT is not really in the schools, but they, you know, we talking about as far as rewriting the history books and stuff. They are literally teaching like something else now. First there are separations in the Constitution about separations of church and state, right? Some of the stuff is saying that's not what they were really trying to. So they're trying to pretty much say that the forefathers were not trying to separate church and state at that point, right? They also there were statements in there saying as that the forefathers were trying. They didn't like slavery, essentially. They were trying
Yet
to...
they owned slaves?
Saying George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, who both owned slaves, saying they were pretty much anti-slave at that point. I'm gonna pull it up so you can see it.
But that's why they've been losing a lot of teachers too, because the threat was, remember with the CRT and not just that, the thing of the
if you're making up stuff for what I'm teaching,
LGBTQ and all of that stuff being an issue, and they told those teachers, well, if you don't like it, you can leave, and that's what a lot of teachers have done.
Well, I mean, if you're directly telling me I'm trying to teach, in which you're insulting my intelligence on what's going on. Like, these are things that I know is facts. And you're trying to tell me that they're not facts, or trying to have me teach them as if they're not facts. That's insulting.
Very much so.
And if you have any type of integrity about your job, where, you actually are teaching because you want to educate these students, then that's like completely counter.
And it's it's a very micromanaged job. So I can see why a lot of people, like, even for summer school, I had walkthroughs from the district, and I'm like, yo, it's the summer. Like, I'm teaching, and that should be enough. Like, it shouldn't be so like, you gotta be saying this and it's gotta be this way. It's no creativity to it. Like, I just put it this way.
It's indoctrination.
I'm going to keep, because I'm here, but seeing how the other states are making these shifts, I will not be teaching in other places.
You keep saying teaching is not in your future.
It's definitely not.
But it's not in your future.
Especially because the pay is not necessarily, top-notch here either, but you make a lot more here in California than you do in other states.
And we talk about like some of this stuff a lot. I think it's important because even though I don't have kids, I'm sure a lot of the people that's listening have kids and that are in schools and that go through some of these things, or they're having these interactions with the teachers or the school system. So I think it's important. That's why
it's very much so. I will say, since I know we have a lot of listeners that do have kids, is one of the arguments I've been hearing lately, and I think they need to rethink this argument and really, I've said before, is channel what we're arguing about. Right. I know some of them have issues with subs being like the long-term teacher, but they forget a lot of these subs are actually retired teachers who just don't want to be
full-time.
Right, bogged down in all of that again, because it does give you a little bit of leeway. So you might do better getting behind these teachers and subs that are really going out their way before they truly start putting people in these classrooms
who don't care at all.
Don't care, don't know. Yeah, it's getting bad.
I mean, because at that point, I mean, if it gets to that point, then these things that they're trying to do as far as having these people teach stuff that did not happen. If you get people that just don't care, they'll just get in there and do it. And then you start to like really reshape what's being taught at that point to the form of however they want to, position it.
You know what's going to happen. I know you don't have kids, but I know you're an uncle. Yeah. Pretty soon, kids are going to be giving you history lessons the way Medea does the Bible stories, where you're going to be sitting there like, wait, what?
I'm not familiar at all.
Well, with Medea?
Not.
Oh, so, okay. I say that to say Medea tells Bible stories in a way that you be like, that ain't how the story went.
Got it.
That's how kids in a minute are going to be giving you history. You're going to be like, wait, what? I don't think that's the way the story went. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I'm not a big Medea guy. I have seen like a Medea movie, But yeah, that's not my vibe right there. That's not it. Nope.
I'm not doing this with you. I am not doing this with you.
Nope. Can't do it. Won't be getting me, buddy.
I cannot. Well, I'm hoping this is my last semester having to
Teaching?
teach. Yeah.
All right. Let's get some money so you don't have to.
Yeah, I was trying to win that lottery when it hit over $1 billion the other day.
Mhm.
I ain't win.
Guess what? Everybody was.
Nobody.
Nah, me either. And the person who did, fuck you.
I was gonna say, shouts out to you. Do good with your money. I hope it puts you in a better situation.
I'm not a hater like that. But I'm just saying, man, when I saw somebody got it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was hating because when I woke up that morning, my mama said I didn't get none of the numbers. I was like, oh, I hope nobody won so we can run it again. And then they was like, there was a winner. I was like,
yeah, that was like, damn, somebody got it. But hey, it starts over again. Just get it going. And I don't care what it is. I mean, I think it's worth $1 at least. I've seen like over time, I done had friends be like, oh man, it's only what? It's only 100 million? Nah, that ain't enough for me. I'm like, it's $1, bro.
It's $2 a ticket.
$2 for the $2
for
for
my
Megan.
$2.
All right, still, like it's a blunt. You know what I'm saying? Like if you spending all that money on woods, come on, man.
Well, actually, because I'm one of the most frugal people, I think, in our podcast. I was like that with my mom. Whenever she'd be talking about, I'm like, Ma, didn't I just give you $2 the other day for a ticket? Like, the $2 start to add up.
What I'm saying is you being frugal is one thing. You being frugal because the purse isn't enough is a different thing.
Especially when you ain't got it, because 100 mil.
I'm saying, hey, look, 1 mil will do some things if you ain't got it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's stop this. All right. Let's stop this. Not saying you got to play the lottery, but come on, stop down talking.
Well, no, but I know my mom. She only plays it when it's like
that's a
big thing.
That's my point.
She do only play it.
That's my thing. It's always big.
Not like if it's still in the thousands, she ain't playing.
I got that.
But when it hit the millions,
I got that.
She playing.
But you hear where I'm coming
from.
She playing. You hear where I'm coming from, right?
Yeah.
All right. Look, I say that because we out here we crazy. It's this a personality that comes on. I think she's on Chicago radio, right? Okay. But she has like a thing that she does on IG Live, like for singles. Kendra G, you know Kendra G?
No, but she got a thing for singles.
She has this thing where I think it's almost every day. She goes on IG Live and she has like somebody that's single pretty much come on and pitch themselves, essentially. Or if they when they pitch themselves, they essentially come on there and say like, this is what I'm looking for, right? All right. Now, it's all manner of people that she lets on here, right? All manner of people, and you hear some wild stuff. I saw a woman who she's like, I'm looking for a dude. I just broke up with my dude. And she still had like the ninja who she slept with that night before was still at her house.
Stop. No.
Still at her house while she did it. But that's not even what I'm talking about. I'm just saying it's some trifling yeesh, right? All right, but everybody that comes on this show makes over $100,000. Now, I wouldn't say that's really true, but every single person who comes on this show, I don't care if they do Instacart, I don't care if they do hair, I don't care what they do.
Now, I can see that for some hairdressers because it be costing a lot.
I can too, and I know the hairstylists that make a lot of money, but still the average is not $100,000 a year. And some of these not saying that you judge a book by a cover, but you know when a nigga look like they making some money or not, right? And you got some dusty ass people coming on here talking like they
got it.
Doing it. Like they doing it. They doing it. And I'm just saying, man, stop the fantasy world. Everybody is out here trying to get it, but we need to stop all this fronting and all this high signing on each other.
This is why, I have a thing about the internet dating thing. Because it's hard, and it's so hard to tell what's real and what's fake. Like, it's a little different than when you meet somebody and you're getting to know them anyway, and then you start dating, you kind of already, you know, are asking these questions and stuff. But when you just swiping and then going on a date with somebody, like, I most of the time feel like it's all a lie, and that's why I just can't.
Well, I used to feel like that. There was a time where I felt like that too. But then I had a particular woman that I was dating, and this was not so much about internet dating, just about people in general online.
Mhm.
I was still of the everybody's catfishing thought process.
Yeah.
Like nobody is who they say they are. None of that. And this is earlier in social media. This is before social media got as big as it is now. But right, it was indeed. So she was from out of state. She wasn't from out here. A lot of people that she communicated with was out of state. And she was talking to people. She used to really be online talking to people and like had actual friendships with people online. When male, I ended up breaking up with her because she had too many damn friendships. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, you be too friendly, right? Real shit. But these were real people. It was actual people that she was communicating with they actually like a couple girls like came in town, was doing stuff. So that opened my mind up a bit, right? And then once the like social media started, shit, everybody that you know on the things, you know these people, like especially if you do like Facebook and all that, especially like MySpace.
Mhm.
Like these are people that you know in this space, right?
Mhm.
Like that you actually know that are there. And so why would you assume that it's different for others? Catfish excluded.
Well, I mean, even with the people that I know, sometimes
They on there playing a persona?
Yeah, but hey, you know what? I'm not judging it because I feel like I'm going to say 95% of people do it, and I'll put myself in that 95% because if you go based on what I post, you would think like I'm always a happy-go-lucky person and I don't sleep as much as I do. You know, like you would just think that that's me. Like,
well, that's
and so
depending on how you post,
right? And I'm also one who doesn't post my whole life.
See,
so
that's the thing. So if you're posting to be posting like your daily, then people may see more of that, but that's not what you're doing. And I don't think people run around thinking when they're in their lowest moments,
let me hop online. Like,
or
some people do though.
No, some
some
people definitely do, but I'm thinking more so, let me capture it.
Right.
Because you don't have to capture it and right then, you can capture it and then post it later. But when people are in those low moments, I don't know how many or the percentage of people that are thinking, let me capture this also. People do that when they're in good spirits or when they're fronting, or, all that. But more so that than when you are actually low. Except for the people who are when they're actually low, that's what they go to. Some people maybe go to it for attention. Maybe they go to it, probably mostly for attention.
A lot.
or cry for help or something like that.
Yeah, well, maybe I'll give it a chance one day. I got to check that out though. You said Kendra G?
Kendra G.
Yeah. I'm gonna check that one day.
Man, we podcast, and I'm like podcast here, so I'm gonna be giving more light to different podcasts that what I'm saying I'll be tapping in with.
Well, there is one that I'll be watching. I don't think it's a podcast.
Now we're not gonna just be doing commercials for people.
Because I was gonna say, but I was gonna say, who I enjoy watching like almost daily is two. It's Flame Monroe, because Flame Monroe cracks me.
Flame Monroe is funny.
Up, and it's
I've never seen.
Real.
I've never seen what is Flame? He or she? Okay,
so Flame goes by he, she, we. That is Flame's
okay. All right. Okay.
So I like Flame.
Right, okay.
Because Flame just be like.
Flame is very
Flame.
Flame, but I like how comfortable he, she, we is in their skin, and like they, like very practical. Like knows like some of the shit looks wild sometimes, and understands all the sides of it. I like
always. And
I like that.
I
like that, and it's just not quick to be offended. Understands that some people don't understand, and like I said, and very vocal and practical. I like the way I like his, hers, and their approach.
Well, you ever heard like Flame says he makes the money. What is it? Yeah, no, he writes the checks. She makes the money. We cash them. Like, we spend them. Like,
Okay.
that's Flame's thing. So that's why I definitely like, that's not a podcast, but I enjoy like getting on, seeing Flame when Flame does the lives.
Okay.
And then
I'm gonna say, does Flame have their own
Flame
podcast?
actually does.
Okay.
Have a podcast. I have to look it up so I
used
can
to be
tell
on
you.
5150 sometime and stuff like that, but I didn't know he had
I can't think of the name of the podcast, but I'll definitely tell it to you. I'm not doing this with you. And then there's a comedian who, you know, I told you I've been watching Comedy Hype. Like, I'll be watching it on YouTube.
I watch Comedy Hype too.
Yamanik.
I know Yamanika.
Yamanika. Is it Yamanika?
Yeah.
Yamanika. I like watching her lives. In my head, Yamanika is my cousin.
Look, I've never, until this past week, because I've been doing a lot of YouTube. I'm just trying to figure out YouTube from the not just the person that's watching, you know, aspect. And so Yamanika's live popped up. I didn't even know she did a live situation like that. I know her as a stand-up. I've seen her or heard her on podcasts. That's how I actually know about her, is hearing her on other podcasts. And so then she also does Comedy Hype. So I see her a lot on there. And I saw that she had a live. I didn't tap in the other day, but she's funny, so I may.
I be tapping in, and she be so real. That's why I'm like, she's like my cousin, my long distance cousin. I said all that to say those are the only ones I really get on IG to watch that I feel like you might really be getting them in their authentic selves.
Right.
That's why I said I think, you know, there's a 5% that gives you their, maybe even 10 that gives you their authentic selves at all times online.
Depending on, well, as far as those are online personalities, that's different from the layman or the individual that's on, that's, you know, dating or, you know, just a regular person who has a page. They're not specifically trying to promote a personality or a business. They're just the regular person
but I
online.
don't even get that they're trying to push it. Like, a lot of times when I see them go live, it's real, like, you know, it's like if I'm just sitting here having a conversation with you.
Well, different
like,
people do different stuff online.
Right.
I've seen so many people online. I don't really watch, like, but keep it real, I don't even really, except for maybe like my close people or like an event, I don't do that much like IG live.
I feel you.
I'll do like YouTube live shows or whatever, you know, they're doing. I do that. But I don't know, it's like weird jumping in somebody's live that you don't know what that is. It's like,
you saw, I don't work live very well.
So-and-so just jumped in. Oh, now I'm in
I don't work live very well. It wasn't until last weekend that I think I'd ever gone live in my life. Like, I don't go live. Like, what I post is usually shit
I'm going to start going live and like playing jams until they kick me off.
We should do that one day, though. If something really happens, we can all go live on there.
Hey, hit me up. I'll hop in your shit.
Y'all want to see that? Us go live.
Hey, hit me up. I will hop in and wild out. All right? Yeah.
Next time something happens in the middle of the week, that's what we gonna do. Deez Ninjas live.
Okay. It gotta be something funny though. I don't want to talk about nothing serious on live.
I'm with you.
All right. That's cool. I'm with that.
What are we talking about this week though? Like, it ain't been a million things that have happened since we've been gone.
It has. Well, I was watching all them congressional hearings. The hearings.
Really?
I was locked in. It was but it was like a really great show. Like it was awesome.
I only catch the highlights. I don't have the patience to sit and watch anything too long.
At first, I was watching the highlights. Like the first 3, I don't know which one I tapped in, but once I was in, I was in. I was in. Now, my YouTube algorithms is all messed up. I got all kind of weird political people just giving their spiels from both sides. So I hear like the crazies on the fringes of the left and the right. Oh, God, man, we are doomed. It's some wild people out here.
Yeah, then sometimes you just be like, they let you vote. Like, I hate to be one of them people, but sometimes I be feeling like, I don't know if I'm with the everybody should be able to vote thing. Because when you hear people talk sometimes, and I'm talking about the crazies, you just be like, you might need to like get your mind together before we even allow you back into society.
I don't know how you like decide like you're out. you're in because it's like I said, it's crazy. It's on both sides.
Right. No, I'm saying whichever end
you gotta like test like not crazy.
Right.
And I hope I don't offend no crazy people.
Man, if you crazy, you crazy.
No, you can't say crazy no more. I think that's off the list. I think they done scratched crazy off.
You know what? They're scratching way too much off the list right now. And I'm not with it.
We're gonna talk about this a little bit later, but spaz. That's the second time.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
That's the second time.
Till like a couple days ago. I didn't know that was a slur.
That's the second time. That happened to Lizzo too.
But that's what I'm saying. I didn't know it was a slur till a couple of days ago.
It's not. They are somebody that just heard the word and they are associated with something, which, I mean, we know what they're associated with. They're associated with spastic. And when somebody is thinking spastic is people that have spasms, right? Can be spastic, like people who have involuntary for whatever reasons.
When people have Tourette's,
stuff like that. When people have involuntary spasms.
Sorry, y'all learn something new every day.
Some people have involuntary spasms and things of that nature. The word is when they try to say it's like derived from that word. It is by no means meant to implicate anything like that. It's not trying to be derogatory to anybody. Like, stop. People just jumping, looking for shit to be offended by. And like some of these attempts are like, you just wanted to get in the fray. Did you just want to get in?
It has to be, because I know we're going to talk about it later, but let me just say, when I came across it, I was in the living room with my mom, and I still didn't understand, when you're like watching, you're waiting for, like when you miss a new story.
This going to be like the complaint show. I'm going to just say it. It's going to be the complaint show.
You know how like when you catch the middle of a news story, and so you really try to figure out what the issue was. And so I was like, Mom, what was the word? And my mom said, she didn't say spaz. She said splat. And I was like,
oh, dang.
I don't know what is derogatory about that. So then later on, I heard the thing and it was spaz. And I was like, but I'm still confused. Because, it's like you grow up and hear people like, oh, they spazzed out on them. And that just made me think, oh, you went crazy on a person, I didn't know that was supposed to be something negative.
That definitely didn't mean that I had spasms on them. It definitely didn't. It definitely didn't mean nothing like that.
I cannot. Like, it's becoming to a point, like I told you before, where I have my homegirl that she is my resident Tasha don't say that person. So, like, sometimes I'll be talking to her and she'll be like, you can't say
she'll
that.
Be like, ooh.
And I'm like, why you can't say what? And she's like,
that's banned.
Yeah, she keeps me up because I be like, girl, since when?
Can't say that anymore.
But you need a friend like that if you want to be like in this industry, because
can't say can't anymore. Can't is out of there. They took that out of there.
Because they just literally words every day now you're finding out they're negative, and you're like, they're not negative.
See, the thing is, they're not negative. It's just that people are attaching them to whatever their thing is.
They need
and
to
they
stop.
Find they do. They need to stop. They need to stop.
In a minute, we're not going to be able to say nothing.
They need to stop. And I don't want to blame it on the young, sensitive generation, but you young, sensitive motherfuckers need to chill out.
It is them.
All right?
It's them, because if you think about it, if it was older generations, then these issues would have been an issue way back then.
And what they're saying,
weren't.
What the argument is we weren't comfortable enough to make it a situation. But no,
and you can't make every word in the dictionary a situation.
That's the thing. You can't attach trauma to everything. Like
can't.
Everything isn't a trauma. They're trying to attach trauma to everything.
And that's where, again, can I shout out Flame? Because that's why I be liking Flame.
Yeah.
Like, Flame talks a lot about, word usage and stuff. And I be sitting there going, yes, because the thing is when you start changing words so much, it's hard for anybody to keep up. So you ready to cancel somebody off of something that they did not know, that they would not know, because just yesterday that word wasn't an issue.
Right.
And everybody don't keep up with what's an issue.
Especially if something, because I heard when the first time when it came up with Lizzo, with this spaz thing came up, was, and she's American, right? That was like a British term. So I'm like, so we got to be aware of foreign terms? Now they do speak English, and we speak English. It's not the same English. They speak the King's English, right? And it's a slightly different form on, with a lot of the words. But still, that's a foreign. We can't.
And you want people who never leave their neighborhood to know
adhere to a foreign slang term.
I cannot. I'm gonna need people to stop. before they really start getting their feelings hurt.
All right, let's get to it. What happened this week?
What ain't happened?
Well, not this week. Let's see. Let's go through this thing. Oh, first, let's do some rest in pieces.
Oh.
Because they say it happens in threes, and it did happen in threes this time. Right? It happened in threes. I want to give a rest in peace first to Nichelle Nichols, who was one of the first Black women like with a prominent role on TV on Star Trek. Yeah, she was dope. I think she had the first interracial kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was dope. Lieutenant, I think Uhura was her name. I'm not a big Star Trek dude.
Me neither, but I do know she was one of the first Black people to make it into the future.
No,
which
she was fine
doesn't really
too.
be happening.
She was fine too. She, like coming up. She was even fine, like old.
Well, you know that melanin.
I know, but everybody, some people, like, even though the skin hold up, you don't always be like fine old. She was like fine old. Right? So gotta give her a shout out to that. Right?
I can't. I'm just gonna shout out that she was oozing that Black girl magic before we fully understood what Black girl magic was.
She was letting us know.
That's right.
All right. So shout out to Nichelle Nichols. Rest in peace. Condolences to her family and friends. Next, I want to give a rest in peace to Mary Alice.
I want you to know that hit me. That hit me really hard. Not saying that the others didn't, but you know, one of my first introductions to her was A Different World with her playing Letty.
Right.
And you know, for me, that show was what really put it on the map for me that I was supposed to go to HBCU. So anything attached to that is
it's significant and holds true to your heart.
Yeah.
Close to your home. Okay.
And you know, she played the mama on some things that really just like, she was that actress for me.
I'm going to tell you, for her, it's Beach Street.
Okay.
Right? I just watched Beach Street not too long ago, and I realized how much of like my youth identity was tied to Lil Dude, Lee on Beach Street. I like kind of wanted to be him. Like little Puma suits, getting, you know what I'm saying, little breaking sessions, how they used to battle and shit. That was like when I was little, like young hip hop, that was like my hip hop role model right there. And that was his mom's, right?
Wow.
She was the mom's, and his brother was corny. But yeah.
She was in another movie where she played Alfre Woodard's mom. I can't think of the name of the movie right now, but when I saw it, I was like, yeah, she that mama. Because in the premise of the story, because her daughter wanted to do drugs and, you know, do other things, she basically hawked a family heirloom and told her, so now it's on you to get it back. So I suggest you go do what you need to do.
Time to go put
pull
your
your
work
life
in.
together, or this gonna be on you. And she didn't think nothing of it. And she even flat out told the family, like, if I gotta do this to save my family, then that's what it's gonna be. Right. And I was like, see, that's auntie right there.
Time to put that work in.
You know? But yeah, I definitely respected her as an actress. And so that one did hit me a little tough.
Okay.
Hit me a little tough.
All right, I can respect that. Rest in peace to her family.
Yes.
And friends and associates. Condolences as well. And the last name on that list, probably the most accomplished on that list, was Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Bill Russell was a giant amongst little white dudes in the NBA.
Why are you doing this?
No, look, and this is the thing. You know, I'm a Laker fan, and he was a Boston Celtic who was like our arch enemies, but you cannot help but have respect for someone who did it like he did it. He was a true champion. I believe they won 11 championships, 8 in a row at one time, right? He was at the same time a player and a coach at one time, right? Later in his career. And that hadn't been done, I don't think, at that point. All the while being an activist, not being able to get a home in Boston, which is where he played.
Yeah, I saw I already knew who he was, and, you know, especially a big respect to people that went through it through that era who still tried to stand tall in it.
Yeah.
I was reading some of the things that I guess were excerpts from his daughter's book of what they had to endure. And I just thought it was like unfathomable that you're out here playing for this city, bringing them championships, bringing them money, bringing them accolades, and y'all out there like he would leave and they would, run up in his house like and destroy it. Like you just be like, y'all, we're like heathens.
To be able to keep your head up, going through all that.
Yeah, I don't think I could have done it.
Powerful man, powerful, very strong soul. And this is in the time he was doing it when Muhammad Ali and Jim Brown, and they were all like a coalition of guys.
Right. Which is why I definitely say I respect athletes. I'm not saying I don't respect athletes now, but of that era,
it was the
way they stood up, you can't help but to respect
it was
that.
different.
Yeah.
It definitely was. And so a big shout out, big rest in peace to Bill Russell, family, friends, NBA. That's a big loss culturally. As well as the other two women.
Yeah.
As well as the other two women. I don't want to
They did it for the culture.
Disparage them in speaking about him.
But this is the era that we're in now. A lot of our people who really, really built the culture that we're
getting older, so they're getting old and
they're starting to leave us, which then puts it on us to keep it going.
Yes, and he had a great life. All of these people,
all three of them,
all of
past
these,
80 and above.
All these people had great lives, and they were able to live their lives to the fullest. So I wouldn't necessarily say that they're tragic losses per se, as if someone was taken from us early, but nevertheless,
just sad for the culture because we're losing our greats.
That's right. All right, so
can we go be happy now?
Yeah, let's get that out of here.
Or can we be, I don't know.
Yeah, let's uplift. Let's uplift some. Okay. So I have did you see the dildo clogs?
The who?
It was all right. Clogs that are like the new rage, like the what are the joints that everybody's wearing?
Oh, them things where people be putting the clips in them.
The what's they called?
I don't
Crocs.
know. Yeah, I don't wear them. I'm sorry.
Hey, they're very comfortable. They're very comfortable.
But they're not cute to me.
Hey, they may not be, but you might find some that are if you do them right. I'm saying it's all about swag. But clogs are a big thing now, right? We're starting to see more and more different.
They're just bringing shit back because I remember clogs being a thing when I was in school, and I didn't like them then.
No, I remember. Look, when I was young. Okay, look, when I was coming up, like the older niggas, like barbecues, right? Like if it was either like the sandals or they used to like rock them like wooden clogs, like
really. I had only known girls to rock them.
No, there was an era where like there was a certain kind of dude like that was like rocking like linen, right? Like the linen shorts. If you was rocking like a linen short set, right? There was like a version of them clogs that cats was wearing, and I think the Crocs are kind of stylistically designed in that, like as far as the design, they're plastic and they got the holes and all of that. But I'm just saying, as far as the curved front, the way to heel and everything.
Well, I did the clogs in school only because that was the thing. Like I thought they were ugly then, but you just wanted to be. That was the time I wanted to be like sometimes other people fashion.
There was a time when I was like some old fly nigga shit. All right, so they got the clogs, and so I'm saying, with everybody doing recycling and.
I'm not doing this.
People are.
I'm not wearing dildos on my feet.
People are making stuff out of new materials, right? One of the things they're doing is what's the brand that's making? They're making clogs out of dildos. I mean, they repurposing them. Like I guess they saying you can only use that dildo for so long, and then what are you gonna do with it, right?
I'm not doing this. I'm not wearing dildos on my feet. Like, I mean, that is just not what they're for.
It's plastic.
I don't care.
It's plastic.
I don't want to repurpose dildo. I just don't.
It's plastic. Hold on. Let me see if I can bring these up real quick.
I'm not.
Come on. Talk to him. Tell him why you wouldn't rock the plastic.
Because it's a dildo. What you mean? Like, I don't have to explain it. Like, it's self-explanatory.
Hey, look, some of the other plastic that you have probably used, you don't know where that plastic came from.
I am not going to knowingly wear reuse.
Oh, here they go right here.
Dildo.
All right. It's an LA-based brand. It's called Rose in Good Faith. Stop fucking Mother Nature. All right? That's what they think. They want you to stop fucking Mother Nature, and they got a foam tube and they use from recycled, unused, defective dildos. How's that? Does that change the thing for you?
No, it doesn't change anything for you.
It doesn't change. They're unused.
Don't care.
So it's not like they've been,
They were still created for a purpose.
It's just plastic. They melt it down.
That's no.
Let's see. Sex toy manufacturer Doc Johnson, USA, linked with Rose in good faith. Do they make the Rose? I don't know. Providing them with subpar phallus to recycle. The flawed sex toys reduced into millimeter size of plastic. Come on, man.
No.
Mixed with an Eva foam.
Here's my thing. Okay, I can get where you're gonna go with this, but why'd they have to tell people it was recycled dildos? They could have just melted it down and made it do what it do. You ain't got to tell everybody everything.
I mean, maybe they didn't want to necessarily tell us that, but somebody found out.
I pass. Hard pass.
Oh, look, and honestly, they're a sex toy manufacturer, so that's probably why. They're probably doing cross-promoting.
But you know, it doesn't even matter to me because I'm not wearing clogs or
How about those?
what's
You
them
wanna rock
things
those?
called?
Right there?
No.
No?
Not wearing those, or what's the things called that you just said people
The
be wearing?
Crocs?
Yeah, that's not my thing. Like, I don't care how much of a style it becomes. Just
What if you put that
no.
thing on, though, and it's like, it just felt like
I
stepping
have
in
no
heaven?
desire to even try them on.
Stepped in the... No?
No. And it's funny because my little god sister the other day, I saw her putting all the little things on it,
The little,
you know, and
the
then my
little-
goddaughter hit me about the charms. So, you know, I know it's like a thing, but it's just not a thing I could get behind,
Okay.
you know.
All right. Just let you have no swag to your shoes. then. All right. That's funny. All right. Let's see. Oh, I saw this today. Indiana rep introduces a bill to ban erectile dysfunction pills.
Yes, you know what? When you sent that out, I had actually just seen the same thing and was talking to my mama about it.
When they first announced the Roe v. Wade, decision or that it was happening, I heard some people, like, that's what they were saying. Like, hey, if this is a natural act, then that's a natural act. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that was his argument.
And that's what they're saying. If a pregnancy is an act of God, and that's what they're saying.
You not being able to get it up is an act of God.
Then so is impotency. Right.
I'm all for it because a lot of these bans that they're trying to do, even now, because see, like,
hey, dudes, y'all gonna have to go back to the pump.
we knew when they first did this that it was not going to be an end. And I said that, so when people came out and were saying, oh, it's just about abortion, I said, no, it's not, because the next step they were going for was contraception. All these things that it went from, now it ain't just about unwanted pregnancy. You want people to get pregnant. So you're saying, like, even married couples who have made
this was
decision,
never about unwanted pregnancy. This is about wanted pregnancies.
Right, but I'm saying, like, they're trying to even force it on, like, you're making the family planning even for those who are married who may be using, birth control and stuff because maybe they're like 2 kids is enough.
What they're saying is, you know what they're saying.
Yeah,
I don't want to get into that.
I know
theory
exactly
today.
what they're saying, but what I'm saying is where I agree is now that people are pushing back, going, because I saw when this particular, I think he's a state senator,
Indiana.
But I'm saying I think he's in the state Senate or whatever.
Yes.
When he said, which made a lot of sense. There's at some point you get to being like, okay, well, I can't argue it, right?
Right.
It is what it is. Y'all want this to pass. This is going to be a thing. That's cool. But while we're doing this, let's not stop there. Like, and I'm one of those people who, when people come out with stupid shit, I like to see if I can go even stupider. Okay, so if that's what we gonna do, right? Okay. We gonna ban abortion. We gonna ban contraception. Well, let's not stop there. Let's go ahead and take away the little blue pill and stuff. Because if we gonna sit here and monitor what I'm able to do, let's monitor what you over there doing too. So all you old ass white men who are in these senates and shit, who are up here trying to tell me what I can and can't do, well, how about I help you out too? Since you can't get it up, if I can't have sex now without thinking the fact that I want to take birth control or use a condom, you want to take all that from me? Well, if I can't have sex, neither can you. Like, let's just make it fair.
Hey, they can always go get the pump.
hey, whatever you gotta do.
I don't know how effective the pump was.
Nah, I say we ban the pump too. If you fucking with what I got going on, let's do it all.
I guess you have to ban the pump too.
Let's do it all. Because here's the thing, like not trying to get too much into it. What some people that are making these things don't understand is that everything ain't just about not having babies. There are some women who use birth control to regulate their bodies. I'm just gonna leave it on that.
Right.
So now you're fucking with that because there was even a in Mississippi there was a drug that they stopped allowing people to have because they said it could be used as an abortion pill that people actually use for their health. Right. So it's like, well, if that's what we gonna do, well, let's go ahead. You fucking with me, I'm gonna fuck with you too.
They've gone complete desperation mode on that.
You know, but I'm all for it. Y'all, since y'all want to ban abortions and say people got to have these babies and stuff, cool. Then you need to go ahead and give a social security number to the fetus so you can get that good old, tax deduction.
Right.
You need to be able to drive in the HOV lane because that is now considered a second person. Like, let's not pick and choose.
Hey, y'all old dudes ain't gonna be able to fuck no more. Y'all keep fucking around.
Hey.
Y'all keep fucking around.
That's what they want.
No, y'all keep fucking around, man.
That's the thing that they don't understand is that this is not going to make people have more kids. It's just not.
No, it is going to make some people have more kids because some people just aren't careful. And they're
but not in the number that they think this is going to bring.
No, it's desperation time.
Because, people going to start going, I like you, but we just ain't fucking.
It's desperation time. But what's really going to happen is it's going to shoot themselves in the foot is because other people are going to have babies too that may not have had babies. And so this dearth that you're trying to even out these numbers that you're trying to even out, it's not going to work
at all.
It's not going to work
because it's across the board.
Because it's across the board, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they kind of shooting themselves in the foot. But hey,
But there. I don't know if we talked about it before, but there is a woman that's actually going to court because she got a ticket for driving in the HOV lane, pregnant.
Oh, I saw that, and she's saying, hey, if the baby is considered a life, then it's considered a life.
That's right.
I saw they countered it with something slick, but
they tried to say that's not the law, but actually y'all said this is now the law of the land.
I think she has a case. I think she got a case.
I think she does too. You can't pick and choose. Like,
I think she got a case. Hey, look, all these weird rules that's going on now and on all sides, you're right, because like I said, we got crazies on the left, we got crazy.
Right, but now the left has to come back with the crazy because it won't make sense to just sit down and not take
I don't mean
it.
like that. I'm just saying, ringing off like how we got that, and so that's coming to bite them on that side, right? Mm-hmm. Now we got a thing that's coming to bite the left on their side, right? Because I got a story here about a trans woman who impregnates 2 inmates in prison.
But I don't know if that's a left thing. I don't know if that's a left thing.
Why I say it's a left thing is because there has to be I'm not with let me see how I want to say this. Everybody's entitled to live how they want to live.
Correct.
Okay. But some of these things we have to take, we know what it is. And like even though it's a trans woman, we know that physically, their body makeup is that of a man. Mm-hmm. How they choose to live is how they choose to live. Mm-hmm. And that's, not taking into account any hormone therapy that they may have incurred or surgery or anything. That's not taking that into account. But I'm just saying as far as their hormone production, as far as their probably innate size, right? They're still, started
whatever
out.
They were born
started as. Out a man, all right?
Or a woman.
Right, depending. Okay. And so we're seeing this manifest itself in sports. We're seeing it now manifest because this is not the first time this has happened in a jail, right? We're starting to see now it's happening in jails. And so like it got to be some kind of something put in place so that this is just not happening.
So the reason why I say that's not a left thing to me is because
I just think the left is encouraging the inclusion and not the
right. And I think that's where where they mess up. I think even there what should have happened. And see, I think here's the problem because if I say this, then people go, "You're for segregation," but I don't necessarily think it's segregation. I think it's the thing of let's just be honest about where we're at. A lot of things
they
now
separate gang members. They separate gang members in jail.
this is true. But where I'm going with it, I think it's even for beyond jail. In certain things, I think now we just have to have 3 categories. You have to have your females, your males, and then you have your trans. And they should just have a trans wing. I don't think that a trans woman should be on the woman's side of the jail, nor do I think a trans man should be on the men's side of the jail. I think more for trans men, putting them on the men's side puts them at a physical risk.
Disadvantage, right?
And then I think having trans women on a woman's side creates its own problems, as we have seen, because there are some
a physical thing on that way on that realm too.
Well, because the reason why I say that is because, you know, we're trying to, I wouldn't say be open-minded, but trying to understand the world a little bit better.
I am definitely
in that time that I've been home.
I'm trying to figure it out, man. Like I said, I don't want to offend people. So
right. There are trans who still deal with people that we would consider as opposite sex. So by putting
just because they're trans don't mean they're homosexual.
Correct. And so that's why I say that brings an issue, really, if you put either one. So I think you now need to consider having
I think that's what we got.
Trans
I think that's what we got here in some form or fashion. Yeah. It's that's a trans woman that is still heterosexual as far as, well, I guess I don't know how
to what we would consider in our minds sexuality.
I don't know how they identify that. But still a trans woman that is still attracted to women.
Right.
Right. That are.
And that's why I think at this point, if you're not going to have a trans wing, then you need to consider in like at least these bigger cities having a jail that is specifically for trans. Because at the end of the day, and I mean, they may not stop the pregnancy thing from happening. They're going to be mad at us for this
shit right here.
But I mean, it's just the truth. Like,
no, it is.
We got to be real about where we are now.
No, it is the truth. I'm not, I mean, they're going to be mad, but.
Because I say the same thing with the sports thing. Like, and see, now I can bring that point with that. Demi Lovato, is that her name?
Yes.
You know, she hit the news thing.
Now.
No. She's now gone back to she and her as her pronouns.
Oh, when did that happen?
That was a thing on the news this week.
Because she definitely went to they for a while, right?
Correct. And so that's what they
Well, damn, I'm glad I can say she is thick again.
She has gone back.
They is thick.
I'm
sound crazy.
Doing this with you.
Go ahead.
She has changed her pronouns again because she said she feels more feminine energy. I think that was her quote or whatever. So they were talking about on like the different podcasts and stuff that I saw that were talking about it, how that creates the issue because it, as they say, it lends to when people are saying it's what you feel, and you could wake up tomorrow and feel something completely different. That's where I have to say, and I'm not a conservative in any way. Anybody that knows me knows that ain't my thing. I frankly don't give a damn what you consider yourself or any of that. That's your business. Right. But when we're talking about things like the sports and we're talking about things where, you know, typically you separate men from women, we just have to be logical and be real about this. I'm not saying exclude them. At this point, you need to create another category so that everybody feels included.
The thing is, that's difficult because I don't know if there are enough athletes in any of these that are enough to actually compete. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the numbers are as far as if they have enough to like field teams and things of that nature.
But it could build itself the same way. Like when you think about it, the WNBA wasn't always the WNBA. You can always build things out.
That's true. But still, the numbers, I don't know what the numbers look like. Like, are there that many trans, whatever athletes, you know what I'm saying, that are on either side, enough to make a whole league or a whole other section.
You know what? If you create it, they might come, because for some, they might not compete because they don't feel there's something that's there for them. You know,
that's definitely possible. But this has to be. I think this is pretty easy to understand. I mean, they already separate men and women's sports because of physicality.
Exactly.
Right. And so when you take these other factors and you add them in, as if the physicality does not apply anymore, and that doesn't make much sense. That doesn't hold up for me. People that are arguing that I think they're just arguing their side. They're not really thinking about what they're arguing. They're just arguing their side.
Right.
Right. And I can understand wanting to win the argument for,
but it has to make sense.
It has to make sense.
It has to make sense.
It does.
And for me, I just, like I said,
and we're not, hey, look, and we've talked about, we're not going to talk about this no more. We done probably approach this like 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to approach this. We're not going to talk about this no more unless like something crazy happens.
Right. And for me, that Demi Lovato thing was crazy because it was like you literally, that's back to what we said earlier, what I said earlier, where people want you to keep flip-flopping to whatever it is as the world as you see it. It's like, this is why you have so much pushback because, like you said, Demi Lovato at one point was a they and them. Mm-hmm. So you wanted me to switch my vocabulary to remember that.
Thing is, am I supposed to keep up with your pronouns?
Yes, and that is the problem. Now we're in this world where not only they want you to keep up with their pronouns, keep up with how people want to be seen and how they want to live their life in the world, and everybody can't do that.
I'm not going to be keeping up now. If you choose to introduce yourself, how you choose to introduce yourself, and you let me know what your thing is,
I prefer to call everybody just by their name. So then that way I don't have to worry about offending nobody.
But there are times, but we just know in speaking phonetically that sometimes we say these things. Pronouns are part of our language. All right. Mm-hmm. But like I said, if you tell me what your thing is, as long as you're not like insulting me, I won't insult you. You know what I'm saying? Huh? I'm like I said, I'm not trying to offend unless there's a reason to be offensive. So as long as you're not like insulting me now, don't be trying to sex play me on no weird shit. Keep it cool. We could be cool. Hey, that's good, real shit.
I just think we got just way too many labels for my little brain.
Hey, and it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up.
Very.
It's a gang of genders. I saw an IG video, and it's always funny because so many people like from so many communities are offended. But it's funny when you find somebody like from an offended community and they understand.
That's Flame. And I think that's why I appreciate Flame so much.
I saw a post. Damn, man, I don't feel like I swear I'm not piling on. All right, I saw a post and it was like a stud. All right.
You've been on posts a lot.
I've been online like a lot. All right. During this little gap, because I've just been studying shit. All right, blowing this shit up. All right, so this was just a reel though. This was just a reel. It wasn't nothing like significant. But what it was a stud, and it was like one of those videos, like it's like a video that's going. If y'all be on the reels and TikTok, y'all done seen this shit. It's like a church song that keep going off and coming back on. Like it's like a praise song, and it sound like the song's going on, and then they keep coming back. But what they were doing was they kept adding letters to the alphabets, right? And they like, when you think of all this enough letters, so it start off like, you know what I'm saying, LGBT or some shit, right? And then they sit down, and then the song came back, yes! And then they come back and they add like 3 more letters. Mm-hmm. And they come back and it's like, that's kind of how we feel.
Yeah.
It's like, and you don't know when the update happens. Like, am I supposed to check Google? Like, did they update it? Or, I don't know.
And that's why I think even going back to the story with the jail.
I guess this is just a recurring thing, man, because we don't get this shit.
They have to figure it out because you're gonna keep having those problems because if it's just, I don't know how to put it, they just gonna have to figure it out. And people are just going to have to understand that trans are trans, and it may mean that now we have to have something that's separate, and it can't be looked at as people are being separatist or not accepting because I accept you as a man, you accept me as a woman, but if we go to jail, they're going to send us to 2 different places because we are 2 different.
That's 100.
So then maybe now, because of the world we're in and trying to move with the world, now trans just may have to be considered a different classification that may require that instead of you putting a trans woman in a woman's jail, you might need to have a trans jail or a trans wing.
Dang, all that shit gets iffy. All that shit
Same
gets crazy.
way I told you I feel about the sports thing. It's just gonna have to be like.
No, you're right. You're right. It's just like I said. It's people get offended. It's,
But
it's what the world is. It's what the world is now.
Right. There's going to always, I'm a Black woman. There's going to be something that offends me. And I'm not saying be okay with being offended. What should not be okay is when people intentionally are offending you. That's what you should not be okay with. But you can't be offended by everything. Because if I took everything as an offense, I'd be crying every day. I'm short, I'm Black, and I'm a woman. Like, I mean, there's a lot of ways this can go,
I agree. I agree. All right. You know what I'm offended by?
Lord, what you offended by now?
Okay, for the third time. What the hell were they doing on the 6th Street Bridge? Like, what was that? Why were they partying? Why did I see a DJ? Why did I see a dude getting a haircut while lowriders were bouncing? Why did I see this? What made everybody lose their mind because we got a bridge?
Well, if I saw correctly, this bridge is like colorful and shit now, right? Like it does they made it futuristic almost from what I saw in like the little news clip thing about it. Like,
it has lights.
Well, you gotta remember some people never leave the block. So for them,
they left the block for
the bridge. Being on the bridge was new for them and exciting.
Come on, man.
So let me tell you how I didn't even know, okay, this is how you know. I watch the news, but I don't watch the news.
Right.
I literally thought that bridge was in another part of the city. Didn't realize it was downtown. I thought it had to do with all the construction that they be doing at the airport, right? So I was like, oh, so they just made the airport more, flashy, even though traffic will still be bad. That's what I thought in my mind.
Nah, this downtown.
Till I went to my class reunion. I'd never been to this place. And I didn't even know that bridge was over there, right? So it was like all this traffic. I'm not gonna lie, I'm an angry driver. Like, I don't like to sit in unnecessary traffic. So I was sitting there.
Why does that not surprise me?
So I'm sitting in there and I'm going, there's nowhere to park. And because I've never been in that area, I'm trying to GPS at the same time the other parking structures that they had sent out to figure out which one is closest, right? But I couldn't. I had just passed the place. I'm like, I'm just trying to make the damn block.
You got stuck on the bridge?
No, I actually was able to turn before you went onto the bridge. But I'm watching all these people that are crossing back and forth. I said, this is why the fucking traffic can't move. Because people are just walking everywhere. They don't care if they're going to get hit. Like, it's crazy.
I don't know what turned this into an event.
Me neither. I missed it.
I don't know if that makes me out of touch. I don't know. But I don't know what made it to an event. It
doesn't make you out of touch. You've been on bridges before. So this bridge ain't no different than other bridges.
Something's obviously special about this bridge, though.
No, only the people that don't go nowhere.
Something's obviously special because I saw a nigga getting a haircut on there.
Let me tell you. No, there's nothing special about this bridge.
Like the whole thing. Barber chair, bib.
And they do it like every day.
No, it's closed now, I think.
Well, they closed it because of that. Like every day they were having the people
they was turning up so much on this bridge, they had to close it.
Shut it down. Which now has made it a waste of money. Because they spent all this money on a bridge that basically stays closed.
They spent millions and millions of dollars. They're going to have to open it back.
But how are they going to do away with this problem?
They're going to have now it's going to be whack because it's going to have police all over it. So whatever it was, I don't know if it was supposed to be whack or not, but now y'all gonna have police all over the bridge that was just supposed to be a bridge. Now it's a bridge to jail.
It's just crazy because they cause all this backup traffic. Can you imagine the people who got excited about the bridge just because they thought, oh, now traffic won't be so bad when I go to work because they, maybe work in that area. And now it got even worse because they put a bridge there.
Yo, man, I mean, I've seen slip and slides.
I don't know. This is when people don't go nowhere. The only time people get excited over shit like that is when they don't go nowhere.
Niggas was having rap battles.
I can't. I cannot. I'm sorry. No.
I should have went.
You know what? I've only been on one bridge that made me be in awe, but I was scared at the same damn time.
I should have went to some glow sticks and just got into it.
I ain't doing all that. I was crossing the bridge into New Orleans.
Okay.
And it's surrounded by nothing but water. So I've never experienced that before. I've gone over bridges, but even in San Francisco, that bridge didn't have as much water to me as going into New Orleans. The New Orleans bridge is longer, I think.
You did the Long Beach?
Yes, but I still feel like New Orleans was something different. It was it was different. And so while I was in awe seeing it, I was also scared as shit because I was like, oh, please don't let this bridge ever give out while I'm on this
Are
shit.
you scared of water?
I am, especially because I can't swim. So yeah, we've talked about this. It's not that I don't want to learn. When I decided I wanted to learn, COVID hit. So, eventually I will learn. We're going to get you in a pool. And see, that's the thing. I'm not a pool person, so that's why I've never really been pressed about learning. Huh?
You going to learn in the ocean?
No, I'm going to learn in the pool, but I'm saying all this time it hasn't been a big deal to me because I'm not a pool person.
Okay.
You gonna hit me?
No. Something popped up on the TV screen.
Oh, and I was like, wait.
The monitor, I wasn't.
You mad at me because I can't swim? Like, no, I am not the first.
Look, I am.
Well, I told you, this is how I know you don't remember when I talk. I told you somebody traumatized me, and that's why I stopped wanting to learn.
No, it's not that. It's just that I smoke a lot. All right? Don't be telling me I don't.
Well, I'm just saying I'm not, as people, they try to put us all in one that Black people don't swim. I actually tried to learn and got traumatized, and after that, I just didn't want to. So normally, if you see me at the pool, I don't go any further than what I can stand up in. So I never had this desire. But now I want to learn because I'm like, if something does happen, I want to give myself a fighting chance.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So no, right now, nothing on the water for you. That's not.
Right.
Okay.
But I do plan to learn now that, we're not out of COVID, obviously, but as things are becoming a little bit more safer.
Do you get on boats with like the raft, the life jacket?
I don't get on. I've never been on a boat.
Never been on a boat?
No.
Okay. All right. Never?
No.
No kind of boat?
No.
Speedboat?
No.
On a lake?
Let me take that back. I've never been in a boat that moved. Put it that way.
So you did like a yacht tour, yacht bar, where the yacht didn't go nowhere?
No, we didn't go on a party. I went when someone was getting married and they went to go, do the view of it and check out the actual boat. I did that, but They
didn't invite you to the wedding?
We're not gonna talk about that.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm getting them. All right. I'm on them. Already.
I was invited. I just wasn't able to attend.
Oh, okay.
So
all right. That's cool. Long as you was invited.
I was invited. I was not able to attend.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. We don't have to get too deep. But I'm just saying, like, if they took you on the walkthrough and then didn't, ooh.
No, but that's the only time I've ever been on a boat. I have never been on one. I've always wanted to go on a cruise. Again, COVID hit. So, it changed a lot of those plans.
Okay. The COVID changed a lot of plans.
Yeah.
COVID made it it's like I'm just now starting to be comfortable outside, and then now we have the monkeypox. That's where I'm at with it. That's where I'm at with it. I'm just now comfortable going outside. You're not feeling kind of anxious when I go outside.
Really? I was still anxious, even as things have been relaxing.
I'm saying I'm not as anxious anymore. I understand that things
You're
are
lucky.
around. I understand things are around. I protect myself, right? But I'm to the point where I'm not going to let all this shit going around stop me from living. Okay.
But monkeypox is making you want to go back in the house.
Fuck? Kind of. I don't know. Kind of. Because doing the research on this, and nobody wants to be inflammatory. I'm seeing it. Nobody wants to be inflammatory. Nobody want to say it. But I don't know if this is looking like AIDS all over again.
Well, you know what? I saw a doctor that was talking about it. And they were saying, of course, certain activities can make you more prone if a person has it of you catching it.
Right.
But I feel like we're back in COVID territory where you can't rule out just basic stuff that you could catch it from without knowing a person has it.
Well, I mean, it's looking like it's a skin-to-skin thing. I hope it's not airborne. I heard
but
earlier.
I'm saying even in skin-to-skin, what happens if, I brush against somebody for, think about when we be in the elevators, because now, and I'm not going to lie, I'm that person. Because of COVID, I'll be the one to get off. I don't believe in the crowded ones, but sometimes it happens, and
no, I feel you.
That's where my fear is.
COVID will let you go ahead, bro.
Right, and so I'm saying because with monkeypox, either I don't know enough about it, or it's just still seeming relatively new. I saw this chart on where they say your levels of catching it.
I saw that
how it rises, and I still just feel like
I saw that. What
It's too much.
COVID did make me is like, yeah, I'm a lot more aware. Like I said, I'm out and I'm not anxious, but I'm not just back to how it was
Right.
before, right? I'm very cautious. I'm very, like I said, go ahead. You can take that elevator in front of me. Go ahead through the door. I'm not trying to, like all of that. I still keep some sense of distance between, especially people that I'm not with. So I don't operate in the same manner, and I'm definitely not trying to be touching nobody on the elevator and that kind of thing. I mean, I'm aware of if it is skin to skin, you never know who you would come in contact with.
Exactly. And that's why I'm sorry. I know school is starting back, and I was trying to be a little motherly towards the end of the year, but I think I'm going back to
You're going back
hey, air high five.
Hey.
How you doing, baby, from a distance? Because even with kids, you're not gonna know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like my anxiousness is up there because I'm around kids a lot. And kids are just naturally germy. They do a lot of traveling, a lot of touching on, and they don't know or understand. And parents will still send the kids to the, school, like, oh, it's just a little rash. And then here we got a monkeypox outbreak.
Have you seen it?
Yes, I've seen some pictures of what that could look like, and I don't ever want to have it. So
okay, now let's talk about it. Let's talk about it because I don't want it either. But have you seen? And I know it's funny.
It's not funny.
Wait,
it's actually sad.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I know it's like a funny joke for people. That's because I'm seeing a lot of I know COVID was bad, but I don't want that monkeypox because the monkeypox is ugly, right? From what it seems, it's not deadly. There are a few people that may have died from it, but I think that was more like high fevers that went crazy.
Okay.
Than it directly just being dangerous. It looks like it's more ugly, right? And it's something that you're gonna get over. Have symptoms similar to chickenpox.
Okay.
Right, but it looks like it's ugly and then it passes. Versus COVID, I mean, either hitting you hard or not hitting you hard. Right? And then, but I see a lot of people that are more scared of this than they were of that.
Yeah, because from my understanding, that even if it kind of goes away, like the scars and stuff, the scarring that can be left,
right,
could be more of a permanent situation. So
especially if you don't do your cocoa butter and stuff like you're supposed to.
Do we know if that's gonna fix that?
People know how to get rid of them scars. We know how to get rid of them scars.
Not all the way, because some of mine I still got some. I'm a cocoa shea butter girl, but it almost, from what I saw, it kind of reminds me of, when they show people who be having herpes. It's not I'm good.
Yeah.
I go back to staying in the house, and since I'm currently not in a relationship, I don't have, won't catch it that way. So, it's sad because it just feels like being out and about is just not a comfortable thing anymore.
I mean, it's a lot of, gotta live. That's where I'm at with it, man. We gotta live. Protect yourself, be safe, but just
know that when teachers don't love on your babies, it's not because they don't love them.
Yeah,
that's the world we're in now.
I don't think avoiding everything is the answer because we still,
Shit, I didn't already told y'all. Y'all knew I was Lysol Queen before. That wipe down game and all that's about to be on point because I just.
Well, COVID is still coming back in form, so you still got to be aware of that. We got Omicron 0.5710.875, but this thing is like that the same procedure to keep. I mean, of course, I guess if people touch stuff, wipe it down.
Yeah,
it kills the
germs.
Virus. They say this sticks on things a little for a while too.
That's crazy.
So that means you have to be aware of when the stuff like the grocery store and stuff like that, like baskets and that kind of
Which
thing.
is why I made my mom see.
Damn, back to gloves. Oh.
And that's was me. I never really stopped the glove thing, but my mom, she's known for telling me when I go to the store, I'm just gonna let you pick everything up. And then she ended up touching shit. So the other day I was like, no, there's monkeypox going around. Put them gloves on. I still wipe the basket down before she pushes
I wipe the basket down.
And I'm back to really making sure I wipe down my groceries.
See, like I said, a lot of this stuff I still was doing, but I might go back to gloves because I had kind of let up on the gloves. I was heavy gloves early. I might go back to gloves because I ain't trying to have that shit either.
For real.
But I wasn't trying to have COVID. So that's
For real.
That's the difference here. Like, I hear people like, man, COVID was bad, but I'm really not trying to have this. No, I'm not trying to have none of it.
Neither. And you know what? Since you said that, I'm going to need people to like really respect people's spaces. Because the other day I was in the grocery store and you be feeling like somebody right up on top of you. And I'm like, girl, COVID ain't over.
Like, why feel your breath? Why feel your breath?
Like,
Get your hot breath off me. Yeah.
Stand on the other side of your basket.
Well, yeah, that's real. Okay. Let's see. Oh, all right. This is something, and this is prominent right now. And it's a discussion.
Is it the buzz thing?
No, Brittney Griner.
Oh.
Brittney Griner.
We should have did that at the top, so I could have been sad all at once.
There's no reason to be sad. This is the way. Well, look, all right. Brittney Griner just got sentenced to 9 years in prison in Russia. This is the thing. I don't know how much research you've done, but nothing was going to happen until this happened. The negotiations, okay, like any negotiations that was going to go down was not going to occur fully until she was convicted, because they have to show strengthen their system, whatever their justice, their court system. It's real. Look, for them, it's still court for them in that country. You know what I'm saying? People, just like court is important for us here, it's important for them there. Now that she's been convicted, there can be actual good faith negotiations of some sort. That really wasn't occurring before she got convicted. So it's like anything that we was hoping on, nothing was going to happen until this point. So this was just a natural step in this call. She pleaded guilty. That's why she pleaded guilty.
Correct.
Was so that get a move on this shit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She was
it would make it easier if she did that.
Right, because if she's fighting the case for no avail. She was going to lose. All right, so plead guilty. Now any negotiations that can happen can happen. So this is honestly the best thing that in this situation that could have happened. That
we're hoping, because we don't know which way this negotiation thing is going to go.
That's
and
true.
We're still with what we're dealing with and knowing the pawn that they have made her. That's why I said it makes it a sad situation for me, because I feel like it's going to be a pins and needles situation until she's actually home.
This is the thing. I mean, she's been made a pawn, but it's not so much a pawn. She broke look, as much as we don't like it, and as much as it seems like it's nothing for us here, and that's just now gotten to that point where it's nothing here. Nigga, she broke the law in another country. That is a thing. We don't just be like, oh, you broke laws in another country. We don't have shit, and especially a country that's not an ally. If it was an ally, if it was somebody that was an ally, it'd be a lot different, but it's not.
But that's the thing. Russia has not been an ally for a minute. That is not like it's new, but no, let me finish. There was another girl who went for the same, actually had way more than Brittney Griner had, and actually went through the whole court system thing, got found guilty, and they gave her ass 2 months and sent her on her way. So that's why I said that Brittney Griner is a pawn in this shit.
Was she a white girl?
She definitely was a white girl. She was younger.
That's
and
Russia.
So right, and I'm
it's
saying
super white.
I understand. And again, so that's why I'm saying let's not act like it's not a pawn thing in this.
What I'm saying.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, I'm okay. Well,
she's still a pawn, because if she was a no name, this probably wouldn't have went the way that it went. They're playing the game that I'm not saying. I understand what we're dealing with.
It's plenty of people. It's a lot of other people that are there besides Brittney Griner that are under for pettier shit.
I understand that too. But let's think about this again. She is a name. That's why they're playing this out the way that they are playing it, period. It's still a name.
She's a name, but what I'm saying is, even if she wasn't a name, they would be doing this.
No, what I'm saying to you is how they're trying to push for this guy, if they're going to do it, right? To say, okay, this might be a trade. They wasn't talking about trading that for that man for anybody else they had over there that was American. This might actually get the person that they want. That's what I'm saying when I say she's a pawn.
I give look, when the trade, it's another guy involved in the trade who I honestly believe is a more heavy than she is. That being said, like it's plenty of people over there. Like, sure, we know her and she is in the public eye and we know more of her. But as far as to the U.S. government, there's a lot more people that's more important than Brittney Griner over there.
I understand that too.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm not feeling this situation, period, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
And it does make me sad.
Okay.
It does.
All right. I don't like the situation. I'm just, aware of what it is. Like I said, it's other people. Like if it was like if she was the only one over there that was that, then I would feel that way. But there's plenty of people. That's Russia, nigga. That's what they do. Is they hold people just like we hold people. We're not innocent either.
Now trust me, you ain't heard me.
We're not innocent either.
You have not heard me tap dancing for United States, especially when we talk about our legal system. You know that is not me at all.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying is
that is not me at all.
That's all I'm saying is we are being dismissive of their legal system. That's what we're doing. We're saying here that's not anything, and they should just. But we're being dismissive.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
We're being dismissive.
That's not what I'm saying at all. It's not what I'm saying.
Okay, what are you saying?
It's not right. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
it's not right. I don't care if we're talking about here or we're talking about there.
I didn't say it's not right, but
and I do feel like she's being used as a pawn because she has a name. That's what I am saying. Not saying that anybody else hasn't been over there for a prettier thing. Not saying that anybody else or any of that, but let's just be real. If we're playing chess, right? And I'm trying to get back somebody. I'm not talking about America. I'm talking about Russia. If I'm trying to get back this Victor guy or whatever, this other person might not get that person back.
In all honesty, Brittney is not worth giving that person back.
Not worth to you, but what I'm saying is it puts the spotlight that you might not have gotten from a no-name person is what I'm saying. It's not. If you think about it, if you have a person, I'm not saying that these people are nobodies, but I'm saying if there's not a name that's going to catch the spotlight, how does that benefit Russia?
Our spotlight I don't think has too much to care what I'm saying.
Okay.
Look, her value to us holds something for them.
That's my point.
But what I'm saying is there are more people with what they're not stating. There are people who hold more value to us than her.
But I don't think you get what I'm saying.
I don't.
I know. It's fine. No.
Okay.
It's fine.
I don't. I don't.
I would love for all those people to get back.
Me too.
Period. But what I'm saying, let me say what I'm saying. What I'm saying is because it's a known name here, right? Regardless of why we know her name, you take somebody who else is over there that you might say, well, dang, if we really knew about this person, they hold more weight.
So
it's not a name where people are in the streets protesting.
So what you're thinking is her name puts enough political pressure on the United States.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. When I say that, because it's you think about it, you have people that are all over the United States going, why you don't bring her home, right? Even if you want to say she's just a basketball player, that is what they're saying. Why aren't you bringing her home with somebody else because you might know of them and you might say they might hold weight. It might not get that push to get who they're trying to get is what I'm saying. Because unfortunately for some people, they might not care.
I don't think they care about that.
Okay.
I think we care about that, but I don't think they care about that.
Okay.
I don't think they care about that. I don't think that I don't think they care about that.
I do. I think that's how they figure they're going to get back who they trying to get back.
I think they negotiate for this dude all the time, and she's just the latest person that they're negotiating with.
No. Yeah, and they might think that he might be the one to get it.
But I'm just saying, I think they've been trying to get this dude back. So she's just the latest person that I don't.
But United States is actually considering it now, though, of making that trade.
I don't believe that either.
You don't? Okay. Well, we shall see.
I don't believe
we
that
shall
either.
see.
I believe the other guy is why they're considering it. It's almost like they throwing her in as far as they're considered. I don't believe they consider they are.
And you might be right, but I also think while we're saying to your point that Russia's justice system is an issue to us as far as
ours is flawed.
And that's what I'm saying at this point. Then that may need to be more of a spotlight because it is hypocritical to say, oh, they're wrong for doing this. And we literally sit up here and we do the same thing. But to our point, people have been arguing that here too.
No doubt.
People have definitely been arguing that here.
No, the only thing I'm stating about that is we already know the problems that we have in our justice system. I'm stating that how we feel about theirs they don't care how we feel about theirs, and theirs is just important to them as ours is to us.
But here's the thing, whether or not it has to do with that, it doesn't make it right. Just because that's what people decide, that's the law, does not make it right.
I get that, but it's laws all over the world that ain't necessarily right. And who decides what's right is the lawmakers.
There are some things that are just more, but what I'm saying, that I can't agree with that. The lawmakers decide what's the law, but things aren't necessarily moral.
That's what I meant. Look, laws don't necessarily aren't right. I argue that all the time. So I'm with you.
Right, so that's why I'm saying that a lot of these laws, no matter what, are not moral.
When I say they decide what's right, they decide what's law. So let me reword that.
And then I can agree with that.
Let me reword that. I don't think that they decide that that's 100%.
But I can tell you with all this that happened, because I don't travel as much because, again, COVID. When I started getting into the thing of I wanted to travel a lot, COVID hit, right? Outside the country. So, I even told my mom, because I'm known to just throw shit in my suitcase or not even check what the rules are wherever we're going. It's got me going, I just want to pack my clothes, toothpaste and all that stuff I can get over there because I don't want to bring something that they're like, that's banned here. I don't even want to chance that.
Thing is, when you travel overseas, you have to be acutely aware of their laws.
Correct.
Because their laws are different than here and their justice system is different.
Correct.
Look, all the way back to this is real shallow, but folks, Future, right? When Future blew up, really blew up, he had a album or mixtape called 56 Nights, right? He was big before that, but this is when the shit went crazy, when March Madness came out and the thing went crazy. Now, in him going back and talking about that occurred because he had an album done with his DJ. DJ went to jail in another country and was fucked. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what happens a lot of times when you go to jail in other countries. You are subject to their laws. And we can, it's not fair and that wouldn't have happened here. But that shit doesn't matter at that point because they're not here. Mm-hmm. They're there. When they said Rocky went to jail in Sweden, I'm sure that was cushy. But still, he had to go through their process. And nothing that was going on over here had nothing to do with the process that they had to go through over there. And I just feel that she is kind of being subject to the same thing. And because we don't feel that is that much of a crime here, we're disregarding what it means there. You know what I'm saying? And the significance or importance that it has there. And they don't care that we don't feel that it's that much.
And that's why I said for me, now it has made me think twice about when I travel, of being more conscious of not only whatever their laws are. Like I said, for me, if I just need to take my clothes and get my other things there, then I'd rather do that, because you sometimes, not saying she didn't know, but for a person like me, I don't read up on that stuff. So heaven forbid I take something like, a lotion or something that has something in it that they're like, you can't have that. And for me, I might be like, I don't do drugs. We all know I don't smoke weed. I don't do any of those things. But I've gotten lately a lot of the lotions and stuff that has the CBD oil and stuff in it, right, because of the issues I have with my hands and stuff. Right. I'm not taking none of that shit over there and a chance, it right, be an issue. I'd rather just be in pain.
In some of them places, it was here, but some of them places, weed is very illegal.
Right. I'm not taking no aspirin. I'm not taking none of that shit. I don't want to chance nothing.
Like how people used to look at it here, weed has always been, illegal here till it wasn't, right? Mm-hmm. But it was always places where it was crazier, right? Like people always knew, in Vegas, don't drop a damn seed in Vegas. This is before things changed, because they will treat you like you had a whole bag of fucking crack over a little minuscule seed. You know what I'm saying? It's different things apply in different places. And like I said, things have changed here so much that we will tend to downplay something because here it's not nothing. I'm just saying it's not nothing.
Like I said, I don't think it's necessarily a downplaying. I just think it's a thing of people feeling where what they feel is moral, or the thing is, while you have to understand, to your point, that everybody don't feel the same way. Other places, there are some things where you just be like, damn. Well,
of course.
Come on now.
Of course, it's damn.
So
it's just it's of course,
and
damn.
It's not just her. I'm just saying across the board. That's how I feel about some of these laws.
And of course, it's messed up. I just don't like the way we frame it, because we frame it as it's just. And here, it's just. There, nah, it's that. You know what I'm saying? So it got to be taken into account that's that. And maybe that'll make people from now on, how they move, pay more attention to how they move in some of these other places. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure it was just a mistake on her part. But sometimes should be mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully she does get to come home. Like, for real. You know, it's crazy when I've just been hearing this dialogue, and I just don't like the way we downplay something because of how, you know, different places, different things, different rules. You got to adhere to that. That's all.
We gonna agree to disagree and just hope she come home.
No? Okay. I don't even know if we disagreeing, really. Huh? Yeah? No? You don't have to adhere to the law somewhere?
No,
All
I
right.
didn't say that.
All right. Like I said, I feel she should come home. All right. Val, Trump buries his wife at the golf course. You seen that? Did you see that?
He is a clown and will forever be a clown. Like,
did you see it? You saw it?
I'm pissed that his kids allowed that shit. I am pissed his kids allowed that shit because he only did that shit to try to evade the taxes again.
That's definitely why he did it.
And that's what I'm saying. I think his kids are shitty for that. And yes, I'm going to say it because I'd be damned if I allow you to use my mama for something stupid like that. So she just going to be laying on the golf course for people to come and hit holes over. Like, what the fuck?
It's in a secluded section. But
I don't care.
I know. Look, I'm not, I don't fuck with dude, but I have a couple questions. First, is this a new plan or is this something that they thought of before? Because she's very about money too. This something because what this allows them to do is, did you see all that it allows them to do?
Now,
as far as
I only heard the tax part and said,
but did you see as far as taxes, how many taxes?
No.
Pretty much, them making that a property, them burying her makes that a cemetery.
Right.
Okay. Making it a cemetery excludes them from property taxes, commercial taxes, inheritance taxes, pretty much anything that you can incur. It precludes them from getting judgments against them. It precludes them from like anybody being able to do that against their property. Now we know how fucking, I don't want to say shrewd, greedy that family is. When you say you don't know if the kids, I don't know.
No, I'm saying if the kids allowed that shit, because I heard, now I don't know how true it is, because I know she had been married a couple of times since then. I don't know if she was currently married to somebody else, but even with that, people can make their kids still, the head of their estates and all of that, even if they've gotten remarried. If her kids allowed that shit, because I can't see, again, I could be wrong, I can't see you making your ex-husband the executor of your stuff when you have grown-ass kids and you've been remarried. I know some people are different. That's why I say I don't know.
Now,
but I'm not going to allow you to use my mama for your tax, as your tax write-off. I'm just not. And if his kids allow that, they're fucked up individuals.
Is that so? If that's like what your whole thing, family,
it's about being some scammers?
No, value. Yeah, partly. The whole value system is based on it, like part of those things.
If that's the case, why he didn't bury his parents there? Why he didn't bury his brother?
I don't know. He may have done something like that somewhere. Don't
pray.
Don't just say that like it hasn't happened, because we don't know that. All right, we don't know that. He definitely may have done that on another property to be able to get the same exemptions that he gets on this. I have look. There's one thing. People sometimes bury like their. I don't know if it's the same, but I have like family that has like family buried on their property.
And you know what? That's what I had wondered about, because that's immediately I wondered if people that have traditionally have done that, if they are exempt, or if they are and just did not know that they are exempt from doing that, because for some of us that was family tradition.
Or they've been doing that and they were aware and you didn't know, or we didn't know.
I'm willing to bet that it's the latter, though, that some of them did not know that they could actually write off their property as a
that's
cemetery.
possible. I mean, that's high level
Right. Where you wouldn't even think about it.
When we talk in that realm, that's definitely high level shit.
Because when you think about it, for those who don't know, what we're alluding to is that you have in the Black community, especially because of the way things were done. I don't even know if that's just the Black community.
I think that's just like Southern shit.
Well, I've only really seen it where I can speak on, like, I know some of where, like, my great-grandparents are buried in Mississippi, where the backs of, like, I guess, family members' homes.
Property
and that became, like, the cemetery. And I don't think anybody was aware that was, I didn't even know that was a thing until just now. So I'm saying, like, I think when you live in places like that, I'm not so sure that they necessarily knew that either. And they've been paying taxes.
That's crazy, because the family I know, the family I have that does that, are pretty well off, right?
And they knew?
And they're accountants.
Oh, so they probably knew. Well, I'm sorry. No diss to my family. They're not really.
No, I'm just saying, when I'm just saying this, that may be knowledge that has been passed on by the property owners that we may not be aware of too. They may be aware of that. Some of that stuff like this, and they may be not paying taxes and doing okay in some of those situations because of that. That's just maybe information we're not privy to.
I think that needs to get out though for those who may not know that though.
For sure.
Because you gonna have some people who don't have that accountant, information, or even because I'm pretty sure, let's just be real, the IRS ain't going around telling us all the ways.
Oh no. You gotta figure a lot of that out.
Right. So I really think that people need to start checking in with their families to make sure that they're aware of those things. For those who already have, I'm not saying now go bury grandma in the backyard. But for those who already have, families already, because that was the thing, those lands that were passed down, that was a thing. Yeah. So.
Did you see the grave?
No.
Shit looked like Pet Cemetery. I ain't lying. That shit was just.
I'm just so mad at this.
The shit was like Pet Cemetery. That shit just had a stick with a cross on it with her name. And some
and the
dirt,
kids allow this shit.
Some dirt.
Nah. Okay, so look, let me tell you, I'm gonna hope maybe that I'm just gonna hope that her kids maybe are having a thing made like how Eazy-E's kids did, where it's massive and it's and that for right now while it's being done, so they got that marker there.
So they're gonna exhume her from the dirt from the Pet Cemetery?
I mean, what's the things called that you put on top? That
like a mausoleum type?
No.
Still? What?
The things where people they put it, you gotta
wait.
Yeah, it's just like they don't have to dig them up, you just put it there.
Oh yeah. No, they ain't gonna
and
do
so
that.
That's what I'm saying. Like Eazy-E's kids redid his, and his is massive. And I'm like, maybe they gonna do something that's massive for their mama. Because if you let your mama go out like that, all y'all asses, Ivanka, all them need their asses whooped. Period. Point blank, period.
What if that's
all three?
What if that's what mama wanted?
It's just a Ricky Dink Cross thing.
Maybe she wasn't into it.
Stop it.
But maybe she wasn't into it.
She was into money just like them.
But maybe she said, hey, look, ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Nope.
No?
No. When you into money like that, you ain't trying to go out. She lived her life in style. She ain't going out.
I don't know.
Not in style.
I don't got money like that. I don't know how you get. But if I had a lot of money like that, I would be very philanthropic. So
Headstone. That's what I was thinking of. Headstone.
Yeah. I would be very philanthropic. I would give away a lot. So I don't know how people
and
like
that's fine. But what I'm saying is, even with all of that, what I would give to my family to make sure we have generational wealth. Well, hope that we'd have generational wealth. But what I would leave behind, you still ain't about to put no stick with my name on it. I'm going to need a nice headstone for people to remember that this is where I'm at. That can't just be blown away with the wind if we have a tornado or some shit.
Hey,
no.
You never know.
Whatever.
So, Will apologized.
Did it happened. Really?
It happened.
I know I saw it, but I'm like, yeah.
It happened. He apologized. Like 5 minutes worth. He took some questions.
Okay, so look, I saw it, and I have to agree. Somebody else said it, but I have to agree with this statement. I thought it was awkward. Like, the way he would read what the question was, and then he answered. Yeah. I almost feel like it might have went better if, he actually had another person there to read the questions. And then he answered, because it was almost like you were talking to yourself type of situation.
It was a little awkward.
But I didn't buy the explanation he gave of when they said, why didn't he apologize, during the thing, and he was basically like a blacked out situation.
He said it was fogged out. I could see that.
For me, that's a no.
Okay.
And
can you put yourself in that situation?
I can definitely put myself in a lot of situations, but here's the thing again. Remember, we've talked about me before. When I do shit, I know what I'm doing and I do it. Like, I'm not one who just goes out on a whim. That's just not me. I think shit through.
Okay. So, but can you think about somebody who does not operate like you and where they would be in that situation? Because that's what this is talking about. This is not somebody that operates like you. No, because that's what I'm saying.
Even in my hot-headedness, for me, and I think that's a good trait about me to have, is that I play things in my head a lot. So I can't see that.
No, I didn't say, would you?
Right, no, I'm saying I can't see that side because of the type of person I am, that I visualize, like, before I go off on somebody, I promise you I visualize a lot of different ways of how it can go. So that's why I said, no, I can't.
I'm not asking, though, like, how you would react. Right. I'm saying, can you picture how someone else would react?
No, because I cannot. I'm not always I could put myself in someone else's shoes on every situation. I can't. Okay. Not on that. No.
Okay.
And I just feel like, one, I don't think this was needed. I think the one little apology he did was kind of enough. People are going to feel how they feel about it, about the situation, how they feel about him. I think eventually it was going to die down anyway. And if that was something that needed to be done, it could have just been done with Chris Rock when Chris Rock decided he was ready, if he was ever ready to talk to him. I just feel like this was more of like one of those, things people do to try to save face. So I wasn't really here for it. It was a PR stunt. Right. And I wasn't here for it.
Okay. I think it was somewhat of a PR stunt. I think it was necessary. I think it was partly necessary. He felt to get back working. Like, I don't know how he felt he was going to be able to come back out here and just start showing his face and moving around.
Why not? He had already issued an apology, like most people issue apologies.
But it was different. People were still holding on to this in a different way. And I think that and I don't know if it's true that he had to do that, but I think he felt as if to be able to get out here and start moving around again, he was going to have to do that.
Do you really think this changed people's minds, though?
I don't. That's not what I said.
No, so I'm saying, because I would only think somebody is making this move to get a different outcome.
There are some people who it worked on. There's some people who it worked on. It's some people who say, I mean, where you just acting, you are actor. You know what I'm saying? Are you just acting? There's some people that it worked on. Just, you know what I'm saying? He gave the requisite little, points, and, he hit on the Jada, no, my wife. All right, whatever.
And that part, I wasn't really going for it either. Like, like I said, I think the fact that it happened as long ago as it did, and I would throw myself in that category of people who have already made their minds up about it, and it just kind of is what it is. So I wouldn't necessarily think that maybe it did sway a few people, but I don't think it's really going to sway that many people's opinions. If anything, I think it might have made it a little worse, because for one, people kind of stopped talking about it just a little bit, and now it was like revving it back up, and then now you gave people more of room to critique. Now another set apology. I would have just left it like all the other apologies that we see people issue when they do some dumb shit.
Yeah. Well, he obviously felt he needed to do something, because
it was whack as hell, though. Like,
he did it.
Oh, please, y'all don't use that format no more. No more when you do something like that. Like that, it just reeked of the bruh. Like, that could have been better. I'm not okay.
I don't know how it could have been better.
I'm not an Oprah person, but he might have needed to have done a sit down with Oprah on that one. Like, that I think might have changed a little bit more minds than that did.
So Oprah.
I mean,
what's Oprah gonna do that was gonna be different?
Because for some reason, sometimes when people sit down with Oprah, it does help a little bit for some people. I don't know.
That's so you mean he need the Oprah cover?
He probably needed the Oprah cover on this. It would have been better than that thing of sitting there. So, how do you feel about slapping him? Well, slapping him made me feel. That wasn't a good format.
I don't know if that was the best way to go about it. Like you said, it was a bit awkward with the reading off.
And I didn't
if he
really want to
just,
see him go to the table neither. So that's why I said you might have
I
needed
didn't want to see him do that.
another.
If he would have just sat there and made a
Yeah.
statement and apology, I would have been fine with that. The answering the questions was a little weird, but him actually versus a statement, him physically like making the apology, I didn't mind that.
Was better for you.
I didn't mind that. Yeah.
I probably would have felt that way if he hadn't already issued an apology. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I feel like once he did it that way and everybody kind of critiqued that, I didn't really need to see it again. Like,
Right.
you know, I did see Tony Rock was on Bill Bellamy's new podcast,
Yeah.
and he asked him about it. And, you know, he said what he needed to say, especially because, you know, Will apologized to him and you could kind of tell that it's not that he has forgiven him neither, but it's more like now it's between them. Like, you
I'm
know,
out.
it is what it is. And I think he saw, I guess when he calmed down a little bit, he's like, he had like a little different take on it, but you still know he riding for his brother as he
course.
should,
That's
you
his
know?
brother.
So it was, yeah, but I'm glad he didn't really go delve into it too
Well,
much.
no, it would have looked crazy if he got riled up at this point. Like Chris getting riled up at this point, but for Tony to still be riled
Well, I
up.
mean, because the way when they asked him, because, you know,
I
like
remember how he
pointed out
was
that
when
they
it happened.
because they were friends. And I mean, I think I look at it like, if I'm friends with you and you do something against my sibling, then that's a different beef now that I got with you, because it's just like you don't do, you know, you would kind of hope that, and I've explained to somebody before when there was a similar situation where it's like my reaction was different because of my relationship with you. So you would think like, if we supposed to be cool, you wouldn't think to violate my brother like that. Like, damn. And so I think that's why I could understand Tony.
I still think Will and Chris probably had some energy that was going on before
Which
that,
is what
we don't
Tony
know.
did touch on, that he said that he don't think that it had to do with just that one, you know, situation. He thought it was maybe a buildup of some things, and it was still wrong. Like,
Right.
you know, that was his thing. Like, you still don't operate like that. But I think he gave more of a thing instead of just like, I'm on Pac. You
Right.
know, he was more
Yeah,
of
I think the
calm.
energy was from somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it just it all manifested itself.
And I wish
Right there.
Will would have said that when he was sitting in his state doing his monologue. That's something that you probably should have came out and said, that it wasn't just instead of saying it wasn't Jada that made me do it.
It'd have been worse if he sat up there and say, I already had beef with this fool, so I went up there in the middle of the Oscars and slapped him.
I mean, it would have did better than you just saying, no, it had nothing to do with Jada. I got foggy and I just decided to slap him. Like, no, I'd rather you been real in it.
Yeah, well, we're not gonna always get real. It's TV. I keep telling y'all that.
That it is.
Keep telling y'all that. All right, we got one more thing. One more thing.
And I'm not part of the hive.
One more thing. Oh, I had him on my side. This week. I got into some kind of little discussion on the thing. All right. So, Beyonce put out an album, about 2 weeks ago? It's been 2 weeks?
Has he? Because I'm not a fan, so I don't keep up with her.
It's been about 2 weeks. But even though you're not a fan, you're on a podcast, you got to know these things. All right.
Whatever.
So, I'm just saying, we do know pop culture.
I knew she gave out one, but we hadn't been on for a minute.
That's true.
So.
All right. So, she put out an album. It was
leaked first, wasn't it?
It wasn't technically leaked. What happened was it came out in France. And when it came out in France, then people got a hold of the version that came out in France.
Okay.
So it wasn't technically leaked. It was, like a traditional leak. It was that it came out somewhere and then people got a hold of it.
Okay.
Here before it was released technically here.
Got it.
Right? Okay. So the album came out, like 17 cuts. She did the dance thing, but not in the same manner that Drake did. It was in her own little way. And it's not as many dance tracks as Drake. Drake's was pretty much danced throughout. Hers was sprinkled in there, doing her thing. Okay, bow. So she puts the album out. It's doing what it's doing. And then we get a tweet the next day or later on that day from Kelis.
Mm-hmm.
Stating essentially Beyonce's a culture vulture or something, and she took my sample and that she didn't get paid for it.
Hold on. I saw, if we're talking about the same thing, and I don't think it was all just about her.
Huh? Well, it started out, it was because of Beyonce. Then it got into Pharrell and the Neptunes because that's who owns the song.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But what she stated was that Beyonce should have gotten at her because she used a sample from her record. People use samples all the time. People don't contact artists.
That don't make it right.
No. All right. Now, let's get into it. Artists usually have nothing to do with that part.
But from my understanding, Beyonce is very, very hands-on. So I wouldn't put her in that category of the normal, typical artist.
Even being hands-on, that is paperwork that the artist has nothing to do with. That when the artist is done recording, they have nothing to do with the paperwork that goes into clearing samples.
But we're not talking about paperwork.
Clearing samples is paperwork.
Right, but that's not what Kelis was talking about.
She stated that she didn't get paid for it. The reason she didn't get paid for it is because she didn't own it. That's what she was stating. She was talking about it being there and her not getting what?
No, because I watched the video of her actually talking.
Go ahead.
And it was part of both of what you're saying. Like what she's saying of not getting paid for it was what her issue is with Pharrell and them.
Right.
What she's saying with Beyonce and why I say that I can't necessarily agree is because at the end of the day, when you're in the industry, I'm not. But I see unsung is my thing, right? And we constantly see how people have gotten what would be their ownership of their stuff taken away, or because they sign bad contracts, or they don't know necessarily everything, right? I understand that. So my thing is this: while we might say that does not have to be done, or that's not the way that it's done, it does not mean that people cannot decide to operate in a different manner. And the reason why I say that is that if I know that there is something that is being used that I know is somebody else, because I heard this isn't the only artist she's done this with, okay? So you take somebody who, let's say I want to use your song, right? You had been famous or whatever.
Okay.
What's so hard about saying, yeah, I know you don't own the song, but I'm planning to, I'm going to use it and I'm putting your name on it, because that was the thing. Now, there was some confusion with that to me, because while I heard that she put her name on the credits, later on somebody said it wasn't on the credits or whatever. My thing when I heard that if it was on the credits, right, we still know she's not getting paid for that. My thing is, don't put my name on some shit and nobody let me know that my name is going on some shit, because what if I don't like it? Not saying Kelis don't. But I'm just saying, I'm thinking of, how we just talked about trademarks and names. If you using my name, then the least you can do is tell me that my name is being used, period. It wasn't, and Kelis has said that when it comes to the money thing, her issue wasn't with Beyonce. Her issue is with who she felt took it. But if you are supposed to be a person who's a woman empowerment, you talk about the thing with ownership, you know how people have been fucked in this industry. What would it hurt to say, yeah, I know you don't own it, but I'm using this song.
Now, what would it have hurt? It would have hurt anything. But in saying that, there are standard practices. There are standard practices. Why does she have to go up above her standard practices for the case of this person?
But just because something is standard doesn't necessarily make it right, is what I'm saying, especially when you know how this industry has done people.
Right or not. It's not, she's not going to get paid for it, right?
So what? Everything is not about money.
What I'm saying is their standard, why in this account, because other people have used stuff from Kelis.
And she has said that people have, quote, reached out to her.
Right.
People have reached out, and that's what she said, because people made that argument. She said there were people who have used her samples who simply, even if it wasn't them, somebody in their camp reached out.
She may or may not have. Okay, somebody in the camp may have reached out.
And that's what she said. She said it didn't have to be Beyonce. It could have been somebody in her camp that said, yo, we're using this so that you're aware your name is out there.
But that's what I'm saying. Somebody in the camps. That still don't have nothing to do with Beyonce.
No, but what I'm saying is she's saying she would have been fine even if somebody in Beyonce's camp reached out to her. It didn't have to be Beyonce herself, because that was an argument that some of the beehivers were making. Beyonce's too high. She ain't got to call you. She said it didn't have to be Beyonce.
This not like I said, the artist usually doesn't even take care of this. So
and that's what she said. It didn't have to be Beyonce.
And that's all I'm stating is the artist usually don't have nothing to do with this.
But she said it did not have to be Beyonce who reached out to her. What I'm saying is, just because something is considered standard practice doesn't mean, especially knowing how that industry is, that you have to operate in such. When I say that, it's because it was standard practice back in the day for people to slap their name on shit that they didn't have nothing to do with.
It's standard practice now.
But that's what I'm saying. So, okay, you take a lot of these older artists. For instance, the Frankie Beverly and Maze song that she remade, right? When they talked to Frankie Beverly, he said he was unaware that it was done until it was done and it was out, right?
Okay.
This is a person that I think is, because people trying to downplay Kelis, right? So let's give somebody that we know, people know, and they know that song. Everybody be at the cookouts, two-step into. What would it have hurt for somebody in her camp to reach out and say, yeah, we're going to use this song so that somebody got the heads up? I don't understand why that's a problem.
It's not about it being a problem. It's just that if they don't do it, nobody else do it. Why is she the person?
So why do you have to be like everybody else?
Wait, no. Why is she the person getting called out for this when everybody does this across the whole industry?
She's the only one that gets called out. I'm pretty sure she's not the only person who gets called out about that.
In that sense, that's what I'm hearing.
No, that's not true, because remember when it was that whole shit with what is the white guy's name? I hate to say the white guy. Yes. That
was different. That was a sample that they didn't clear.
Correct. They did not clear, but I'm saying that means nobody reached out at all, right?
No, but that is a different. On these things, people reached out to the necessary entities to do what they needed to do. They're not comparable situations. They're not comparable situations.
For you, it's not. My point is that for me, okay, let's go back to nobody reached out to Frankie Beverly. I'm sure they cleared it where they needed to be cleared, right?
Then why did they need to reach out to Frankie Beverly?
Because my issue is just because something is considered standard does not make it the right thing
all
I'm
saying is everybody's doing it. Why is she called out for that when nobody else is?
Oh my gosh. And what I'm saying is, who says nobody else is ever called out?
Why is she being called out for it and nobody else is? This is standard practice.
Nobody said nobody else is ever called out.
Do you know how many records are sampled on every
I'm going to tell you why it's blown up the way that it is because of the Beehive, to be very honest, because it's not to say that no artist has ever called out anybody else who does the same standard practice that Beyonce does. It just made such a big thing because it was Beyonce. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is not to say nobody has ever called out nobody else.
This is what I'm saying. Why is everybody up in arms and it's such an issue right now? It happens every day.
I just said that it's not
like
necessarily
even you.
that.
Why are you so hyped over this? Because it's Beyonce.
No, it has not. If it could have been somebody else, and I would have said the same damn thing. The difference between me and the Beehive, let me tell you the difference. The same thing can happen, and it could be somebody do this to Beyonce, right? Let's just say it was a Destiny's Child song that somehow nobody in Destiny's Child owns, right? They not get no credit. They just go get their name slapped on.
Right.
I would still say it was wrong for somebody not to reach out and give them the heads up, and you put their name on it.
But listen to me. I want to know why it's wrong.
I'm saying that I don't think that that's necessarily the best way to operate. Listen to what I'm saying. Can you let me finish?
I am. I'm just wondering why it's wrong.
My point is that with the Beehive, if that was done, they would be up in arms. Like, how dare you sample a Beyonce song and you ain't even let Beyonce know? It don't matter if she
I don't care what they talking about.
You brought the question up.
No, I said what they're talking about. No, I'm asking why is it a problem when she does it versus somebody else?
What I'm saying to you is it's not necessarily just because it's Beyonce. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there's a difference, though, because if Beyonce would have had that done to her, them same people that are hollering that Kelis needs to just go sit in the corner and be quiet would not be telling Beyonce to go sit in the corner and be quiet.
Kelis does need to sit in the corner and be quiet.
I don't agree with you. I do not agree.
She does.
I don't agree.
This was all. Look.
Don't agree.
Look. All she doing right now is getting attention because Beyonce fucking did the shit. That's all she's doing.
But
this is an attention. This is an attention grab.
But I just told you the reason why it's blown up more than if another artist says it is because it was
said
Beyonce.
Something. This is an attention grab. The reason that she kept speaking on it, it's an attention grab. This
People
shit is a
kept coming at her, so you think she's supposed to just sit back and just take that shit? Yeah. She don't have to.
She didn't have to get on social media and say nothing.
And she didn't have to not say nothing. She has that same right.
Okay, she's still clout chasing.
I don't agree with you on that. She's speaking on what she's passionate about because it has to do with her. Cloud chasing would be if she was speaking on somebody else's shit. This was her.
She used samples. She ain't fucking hit up all the people she used samples for.
How do you know she didn't?
She didn't hit up
How
all the
do
people
you know that she did not? How do you know that she did not?
I'm pretty sure she didn't hit up all the people.
Again, how do you know that she did not?
Because it's unnecessary.
Unnecessary to you because it's not your art, it's not your craft.
It's unnecessary because, like I said, first, she's probably not the person that fucking handled the business because that's not who handles it. She didn't reach out to all them people.
What I'm saying and Kelis said it did not have to be Beyonce who reached out to her.
And you know why? Because Kelis got the same people doing her shit that if she mad about right now, they didn't reach out.
No, but that's my point. She said it did not have to be Beyonce. It could have been somebody from her camp who reached out to her
You're not
camp.
hearing me. You're not hearing me. The camp that she's complaining about did her music. They didn't reach out to the other people either. The same people that she's complaining about not reaching out to her, they didn't reach out to the other people. It's the same people she complaining about. It's the same people.
What?
The Neptunes is who does all her music. If the Neptunes didn't reach out to her about that, they weren't reaching out to the other people for the other shit. She in the same boat. Same boat.
No.
Same boat.
What I'm saying is at this point, just because things are standard or just because things are done a certain way does not mean that people cannot operate differently. And we cannot dismiss the fact that this has been an industry where people's stuff has been taken. So when we talk about ownership and people are like, she should just shut up because she don't own it. There are a lot of people who don't own their stuff, and it's not because they did not want to own their stuff.
That's not
Period.
the argument.
Anita Baker just got the rights back to her
That's
shit.
not the argument.
Like, come on. That has been the argument that I've been seeing is people saying she needs to shut up because she doesn't own her shit. And I'm saying in this industry, people have gotten taken. Their ownership of their stuff has been taken.
I'm saying the same thing on that front. She doesn't, this shit don't have nothing to do with her except for the fact that it's her name. I guess if she put her name on it, I don't love that. If she says it's a feature.
But that's what I'm saying. She literally put her name, and I'm saying I would be pissed if I got a call and somebody said, "Oh, you did such and such with so and so," and you're like, "What the fuck?"
She didn't.
And because even with her name there, she wasn't gonna get paid for it.
No.
So that's what I'm saying. I'd be pissed too. I would say something too. You put my name on some shit that I ain't even getting paid for. No, that would be a problem for me.
Standard business practices.
Just because something is standard does not mean that is the right thing to do.
It's not
or the way that people need to operate. The business will never change if everybody operates like this.
Listen, I'm not talking right or wrong, and I'm not talking about trying to change the business. I am just stating that the facts on what happened. She is speaking on this shit because it's a clout chase.
To you.
It's a clout chase.
How do you know that nobody else has ever spoken up on people sampling their music? Because I've heard people say shit about people being able to sample their music and no one has to let them know anything because it's a thing of people have taken ownership of their craft or what they have created. She's not the first person that has spoken up about it.
I didn't say she's the first person that's ever spoken up about it.
It just got so much because it was Beyonce. At the end of the day, Beyonce's fans also blew that shit up. You cannot put this all on Kelis because other people have said the same thing about other artists, but because they fans ain't like the Beehive, it was not all across social media.
It's a clout chase.
It is not a clout chase if I'm sticking up for what I believe when it's got to do with me.
What is she sticking up for? What she
She's sticking up for the fact that her name was used on some shit that she was not even aware of and that she ain't getting a dime from. She has a right to speak up on that because that's her fucking name. And as far as she's saying is that she helped create that and she gets nothing off of it because she feels she was robbed by the Neptunes.
She knew she wasn't going to get nothing off of it.
Does not mean that they couldn't have had shady practices too that you consider standard.
No.
Period.
She knew she wasn't going to make no money off of it.
Correct. And she said that, but that does not make it right that other people are making money off of something that she helped to create. And that's what she was saying. And it's not the first time she has said something about that. It's not. Because she did a whole thing on whatchamacallit about that.
But my thing is, it doesn't make it wrong. It's not no right or wrong.
It doesn't make it right.
It doesn't make it no right or it's not no right or wrong in this situation.
It does, but she is clout chasing. That is not clout chasing when I'm talking about my name.
She's clout chasing.
How is she clout chasing when Kelis is her name?
I'm not. We going in circles, but she's clout chasing.
Because you have not told me how it's clout chasing to stick up for what you believe when you're talking about your fucking name. Like you make beats, right?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to downplay you. You're a producer, right? So it takes time. It takes your intellect. It's what you do to create, right? So if somebody uses
this song is 20 years old. It
does not matter how old it is. You think the Frankie Beverly song is way older than that?
I'm not complaining about the Frankie Beverly song.
What I'm saying is way older than that. So you can't say it's just based on how old a song is.
No, that's not what. You don't get why I said that. I said that because like all the shit she complaining about, she knows all. She knows.
And she's been complaining about her
she
stuff
knows
not
what's
being
going
taken
on.
and
She's
she not being
chasing.
fairly count.
She's clout chasing.
That is not
All right,
clout chasing. But you still didn't answer my question.
What?
You are a producer.
Right.
You work hard.
Yes.
That is something that you create. That's
Yes.
your craft,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Would you be okay if somebody using your name and you not knowing about it?
Depending on what the paperwork stated. If I got some shit off and I can keep
operating that way.
Hey,
everybody don't operate like that. That's not everybody's go-to. It wasn't about the money, and she said it ain't about the money. It's about she's not getting recognition for some shit.
It ain't about the money.
For me, it'd be about all of that. Don't use my name on some shit I ain't getting paid for. That's a problem.
She know what it is.
You know what? Just because somebody knows what it is does not make it right. That's what I'm saying. Because Beyonce did it, she should just sit in the fucking corner.
I didn't say it make it right, but it don't make it wrong.
Oh my God.
It don't make it wrong.
But you took a stance.
It's just how business is fucking operates in that world. But it doesn't mean that
business is always ran correctly or done correctly. Sometimes maybe the standard needs to change. Anybody ever thought about that? Just maybe. Maybe the standard of how people operate in general, not just Beyonce, may need to change. Maybe the whole thing about ownership might need to be reviewed, especially like I said, you got people who have created classics who don't get a dime off of it because somebody else has slapped their name to it and they've created generational wealth off of some shit they didn't even create. That's true. Might be something that needs to be talked about and rectified.
Well, the record industry is the record industry. It's what it is. When you get into it, you get into it.
And everybody didn't come into it understanding that.
That is very true. And I have not one time said it was right. I'm just saying it is what it is. And I said that she's clout chasing because she already knew this shit coming in. And she's playing against people. She's playing this against people who don't know how this shit works.
That is okay. We'll just agree to disagree. Like we've agreed to disagree with damn near every topic today.
That's cool. I told you it's complaining today. I said that earlier, right? It says complain day.
Or whatever. Like I said, I'm a need for people either A, to have that same energy all the time. And yes, I'm talking about those beehivers. Or B, to sit down and realize because half the things that they be sitting up there going, don't come for the queen. If somebody would have done that same shit and Beyonce spoke out about it, they be having her back. So at the end of the day, we can't talk about.
That's why they're the beehive.
But oh my gosh, we can't be a cult. We cannot be a cult.
They're a cult.
Cannot be a cult.
Hey, they are a cult.
You can love whoever you love as an artist.
Do you not know that?
Let's just be real.
Do you not know that they're a cult?
I can't do this with you.
I'm serious.
I can't do this with you.
No, really. You know they're a cult. You're aware of that.
And that's a damn shame.
I'm just saying.
That's a damn shame because Beyonce is still a human. She is not God.
I'm just saying. Look, the Beyonce bees,
she could be
Rihanna
wrong.
Navy, the Eminem stands. They're cults.
All that shit is just beyond me.
They're cults. It is what it is.
That is beyond me.
I'm just telling
you. I'm an any for lifer. We know I love New Edition. But if New Edition is wrong and some shit, I'm not going to sit up there and be arguing with random ass people going, no, you just mad. Because no, we're not doing all that shit. Especially when we're talking about something where we know people got fucked out of a lot.
Well, I guess you're not a cultist.
I'm not. I'll never be because people are humans.
Yeah, but they're a cult.
Whatever. I'm not. Nope.
They're a cult.
We'll let them be a cult, but I'm not agreeing with you on this one. And like I said, just because things are standard practices does not mean that things can't be revisited or people can't operate in a different manner, especially when people have been robbed and dicked out of a lot of this shit.
I just don't know why she's the person that it gets put on.
Nobody said it was just her because I've heard other people talk out about it. I'm saying it only became such a prominent thing because she was Beyonce and she has that cult following. That's not what I'm saying. I'm
just saying why she got to be the person to break the wheel, create the wheel.
Well, why can't she be better? That's a better argument.
It's not about being better.
No,
because
you just said why does she have to be the one to change the standard? And that's what I'm saying. Why not? What better person than a person who has, since people hold her on this pedestal, right? Why wouldn't it be? A person on a pedestal usually is the best person to break a lot of that stuff. Why not? If she's the queen, why wouldn't it be the best person to do it would be the queen?
Because that's the practice.
And again, the king and queen would be the best ones to change practices. Why not?
I know.
Especially if you're hollering women empowerment and all that other shit. Who better to do that?
I don't know if this got nothing to do with women.
It does. It has if you stand on something, then you be the perfect person to break some shit.
So why she got to break it?
She doesn't have to, but what I'm saying, well, what better person? If she's the queen, what better person?
Y'all are calling her, y'all really calling her the queen.
No, I'm just saying that's what they call her, right? They say she's the queen.
She's queen
so I'm
bee.
saying, well, who better else to do it? Who else better to set the standard than the person who's at the top?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right. I don't know why she has to be the standard bearer, but okay.
Because if any other random person did it, do you think that's going to change standards? And when I say random, I mean like up and coming artists. If that is, they become that thing, right? Of saying, okay, you know what? Club Dynamite, you created this song way back in the day. And I know you don't own it, but you were the person that I saw, you know, I know you made it and I know it was something. Hey, just a heads up, I'm going to use it. And I want to give you credit by putting your name.
Am I getting paid for it?
You might know, because you just said that you're not getting paid because of ownership.
I know. So,
but everybody is
care.
not always about that. For some people, it is the fact that you actually recognizing that I created this art. So what I'm saying to you, if the person did that, just go with me. If the person did that, that's not going to change no standard if they're an up and coming person. But if somebody who was up there does that, it makes that now the new standard of practice. That does change shit.
Look, if she called her, nobody would know. The only reason we know is because Kelis said it.
If somebody called her, none of this would have been out there, period.
If somebody had, she didn't know about this happened, didn't have to be out there, period.
Oh
and
my gosh.
She just felt like she wanted to say something.
Okay. I'm done.
That's my point.
That's not true, because she did the same thing with Robin S. And Robin S. said she found out because people were hitting her after her son actually told her, yo, did you know, like, your son, again, another person who got dicked out of her shit the way the industry works. That's how she found out. Now, just because she had a different reaction online about it than Kelis doesn't make her reaction right, and Kelis is wrong. But what I'm saying is you can actually change the standard of the way you do business.
Kelis clout chasing.
Okay, so what was Robin S. doing? Because Robin S. said something about it. So because it was in line with what people wanted it to be, that was okay? She wasn't clout chasing?
No, because what Kelis is doing is clout chasing.
So
I don't know what Robin S. did.
I don't
know what Robin S. did, so I can't speak on what Robin S.
did. She
did.
went out and she spoke highly of the song being done and the sample being used. And so the same beehive that are attacking Kelis were now praising Robin S. So what I'm saying is, if that's clout chasing, how is what Robin did not clout chasing?
It may be.
I'm done.
It may be. It may be. Maybe not on the same level, but it may be.
I'm done.
You know, it's an attempt to, if people weren't paying attention, attempt to bring some attention to you.
I'm
All right,
done.
let's get out of here. Let's go.
I'm going to go have a drink.
Where are you going to drink at?
At home.
What you drinking?
Because you've stressed me out.
Don't be stressed out.
You have stressed me out.
We can't be stressed over this.
I'm going to have my drink, and then I'm going to wait for P Valley to come on, because I've already seen the
I'm out. Hey, y'all, I'm out. P
That's
Valley,
what I'm going to do.
P Valley fans, you guys have fun.
Whatever. If I tell you it was a soft episode, you'll watch it.
I'm telling you. I'm not even having fun this year. Like, it's not fun like I had last year. Last year was fun. This year's not fun. It's like a gang of trauma. I'm not having fun.
What, the rape episode?
I'm not having fun. Niggas is rape. Niggas is killing themselves. Niggas is it's all kind of shit going on.
Oh, yo. For anybody who hasn't been caught up.
Spoiler alert.
That was a spoiler alert.
I didn't say who.
I know you didn't, but I was gonna say, like, bruh, for y'all like people who wait to the end of the season to watch them all, I'm sorry.
It's a character y'all didn't even know before this year, and y'all not gonna know after this year because he killed himself. So it's a wrap for him.
You never know, people be coming back as ghosts into shit.
He might be a zombie.
Think about Power Book 2. What's his name comes back? Kane comes back quite a bit in Power Book 2.
Oh yeah.
I just rewatched it.
He's a zombie.
Where, my favorite person. So it just I didn't realize how much he comes back.
All right.
He comes back more than Ghost do. And his name was Ghost.
Yeah.
So really no more P Valley for you?
I'm out.
That's it?
Yeah.
You're not gonna wait to the end of the season?
I'm out.
We just gotta recap it for you.
I'm out.
So you don't even care what happens?
I'm out.
Oh. Are you still watching The Chi?
Somewhat. I'll finish The Chi. I'm behind, but I'll watch that. I'm out though. Yeah.
So I'm sticking it out. However, again, I watch shows a little differently than some people. I do need the writing to pick up a little bit for me. Like, it has nothing to do with what you're talking about, but the storylines aren't really, it's not really grabbing me right now.
What I'm saying is, I'm not just talking about what you think I'm talking about, even though that
played a big part,
that affected it. That affected it, but I'm just not enjoying this season the same.
But you know what? I feel the same way about The Chi, though, is why I'm saying, even with the writing, both of those have been my shows, and I'm not really feeling them.
I'm behind on there, so I can't really speak on that. I just watched the whole Sandman show that came on Netflix in like 2 days.
The who?
The Sandman. It's not for you.
Okay.
I'm going to just...
But you know, Power Book 3
Come on,
is coming back, right?
We got to get deeper in our watching.
Next week?
Power, BMF, and...
Okay, look, I cannot help it that it's a whole Power universe, and The Chi is not in the Power Book universe. And it's first of all, don't do me, because it's the summertime. So, you know, this is like the time of reruns. It's not like a whole lot out that I have not seen for me to be like, oh, it's something new.
Go watch some new stuff. It's all kind of stuff on there. It's all the kind of content. You don't have to rewatch the same things. It's the summertime. Go watch some content that you might not have watched the seasons. It's for the streaming services, for the content.
No. Now, the only one that I can say that I wanted to watch that I'm kind of mad because the channel isn't playing on what I stream, so I can't really watch it, is they brought back All Rise. Have you ever heard of that show? Okay, well, it was a show that was on CBS. And I actually got into it. Like, I like the writing and all that stuff. And so I watched the first episode, and then it said, oh, the other episodes are locked, not part of your package.
Oh, CBS. Yeah, CBS.
Well, no, because they moved it to OWN.
Oh.
So I haven't been able to watch that. So that's kind of sad. That's a good show that I like. That's not in the Power universe. But outside of that, no, most of the shows that I've watched, like, you know, my Law and Orders and stuff, I'm caught up on because...
It's find some new shows. It's some new shows.
What?
Just go explore the services and check out some stuff.
That's how I see. We'll talk offline, but I've seen a couple of good biographies in the 2 weeks that I've had to just lay in bed and watch TV. Found a couple of cool documentaries that I thought were cool.
Okay.
But I haven't found any new shows that have like just grabbed me while I've been sitting at home, which is not often. But you know. Okay. I'm waiting for, as usual, for the summer to end, for my shows to come back with new episodes. And I'm looking forward to Power Book
10.
Right?
10,
it's 3.
15.
No, Raising Kanan's 3, right?
I don't know.
I get lost with which one came and which one. You gonna leave me alone.
Me too. They're like all running into each other.
Leave me alone. That's okay.
They're all running into each other.
Look at him being a hater.
I'm just saying.
I don't be judging what he watches. Yeah, he's always coming at me.
Because she only watched like 4 shows that repeat.
That's not true.
It's all good.
Mine are just on summer hiatus. Don't listen to him.
And she has not found anything else.
Just did. I said I've watched a couple of documentaries.
She found a couple of docs. All right. With all this content out here.
YouTube has become my thing. I've been watching a lot of shows that I don't remember that apparently came out in the 90s that didn't last long. But they're comedies. You know what? Can I say this really quick before we get ready to go? I think with all the trauma that's been going on in the world, that is also what has limited what I watch a little bit now. Like, I watch a lot of comedies because I'd rather laugh. Like, I just feel like it's just so much going on that I would rather watch episodes of comedies that I don't recall coming out in the 90s over some of the more trauma-filled shows that are out now.
Okay. What is this 90s thing?
Yeah.
It's shows that came out after the 90s.
I know, but I'm saying that's what I've found on YouTube. Like how we talked before, sometimes when you watch one thing, how it builds in the algorithm, sometimes I've been just letting it play, and I've been seeing shows that I have never saw before.
Gotcha.
That are Black shows that did not last very long. But I found them funny. Some of them I'm actually like, damn, they actually, I think, should have lasted. But you know, hey, it is what it is.
Okay.
Don't do me. Don't do me. See how he treats me? This is why I need my couch mates back, because people like Nikki, she feels where I be coming from.
Nikki be watching what I'll be watching.
But she be feeling me. She be understanding me. He don't get me.
Yeah, Nikki be watching what I'll be watching.
He just likes to pick at me because I don't be agreeing with him.
All right. Where you going to go? Because I'm hungry.
Okay. We can't go without giving a shout out.
We're definitely going to give shout outs.
Okay.
We're going to do all that.
We're going to do all that?
Yeah.
Are we going to do the Tupac song? No?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Now, before we go, I need people to make sure that you go. I need to do this on the beginning too. Go to our YouTube. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you like. Make sure that you share our channel. We're going to be sharing more content. Like we're going to be breaking the podcast down into shorter clips, and then we're going to have a longer form. So look out for that. Make sure that you check us out on social media at Deez Ninjas, at Deez Ninjas Podcast. All right. Also, let me see. Make sure I hit everything. Oh, you are.
Lil Diva.
Yes. I want you guys to make sure, then we want to give a shout out and make sure you guys look at and pay attention to
Lil Diva.
Lil
PR.
Diva, PR. All right.
She's that black girl, Melanie.
I'm getting better at this stuff. No, she's definitely black girl magic. And she's getting back out here. And so I want you guys to pay attention, and when you can, go follow her on social media. And just want to give a big shout out to everyone who listens to us, who fucks with us, who taps in with us, who shares us, who thinks about us, who prays for us. We definitely want to shout you out. I want to give a shout out to everybody, all my ninjas that's not here. What up, Vern, Nikki Savage, Shanni Love, and Vacation Barb. I want to give a shout out to Taz. I want to give a shout out to Extendo, and I want to give a shout out to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. What we gonna do? I'm gonna send it back and forth. She gonna let you know how to get in touch with her. I'm gonna let you know how to get in touch with me. And yeah, that's what it is. All right. So Taz, let him go.
All right. It's your girl Taz, who has an up-and-coming podcast of her own with that black girl magic called Mocha Vibe. So pretty soon y'all will be able to vibe with me. Maybe on the couch, maybe outside the couch. Who knows what I come up with? But you can chill with me. Hit me up at Mocha Vibes on both Twitter and Instagram. I believe Instagram is the one that has the underscore between the Mocha and the Vibes. That's VYBEZ. Check your girl out. Let me know what you're thinking. How could get it better?
That part. All right. And I am Club Dynamite, the coolest ninja you know. You can check me at Club Dynamite. Change the U to a V on all the platforms. It's real simple like that. Hit us up. Let us know how you feel. Let us know what we can do better. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what stuff that you want us to talk about. And give us some feedback. It is much appreciated. You feel me? On that note, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go. Hey, hit that. You hit that. Ooh.
That Nate Dogg shout out. Rest in peace.
All right, it's checkout time. We about to get on out of here. Peace, love, and soul. Word to Don Cornelius.
And soul. You got to do the soul.
Peace, love, and soul. Yeah, word to Donnie. Hey, Don Cornelius.
The right Donnie. Don Cornelius. Make sure, though, you had to say Don Cornelius. You can't just be saying Donnie in these streets no more. Oh.